Historic Bossy Field plays host to today's Central Division matchup between the Washington Wild Things and the Evansville Otters. Hello, everybody. I'm Lucas Macklin alongside my partner, Riley Angel, and you are listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and on 96.9 WYIR. Speaking of the Home Team Network, they are the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this year. The Otters took game one of the series 12-3 off the back of a very impressive offensive performance, but also a fantastic outing from Braden Scott.
All around yesterday was a real good day for Evansville. As you mentioned, Scott with a really nice performance on the bump, went 7 innings, giving up 2 runs on 6 hits, struck out 9, which is his season high to this point. And offensively, scoring 12 runs is always good, but pretty much everybody was able to contribute in some way. Dennis Pierce with a leadoff homer. He had a 3-hit day. Paven Parks had 5 ribbies in last night's game. And then Keenan Taylor continues to do good things. He went 3 for 4 with a walk as well. Overall, Evansville played a really good brand of baseball yesterday. Hopefully today they can have a little bit of that same performance. Obviously, you don't expect 12 runs again, but if they can get a solid outing from their starter, then it would be a good day, presumably, for Evansville.
And that starter is Anthony Patterson III, getting his second start of the year. He started the game against Windy City on June 14th. That was the game that got suspended halfway through, so he pitched 3 shutout innings. He looked really good in that outing. Obviously couldn't go as long as he could have, but hopefully today, with the way the weather has worked out for us, he gets a full outing in this one.
Absolutely, and he was hitting his spots really, really well in that suspended game, was going exactly where he wanted to. The stuff looked good, and bouncing back after a performance like Scott yesterday, another good pitcher on the mound for Evansville. Could be a long week for these Washington hitters.
On the other side, Jordan DeValerio will go for Washington. This is his second outing against the Otters. The first one he came in as a reliever. He pitched in 2 innings, gave up a solo shot to Keenan Taylor, but other than that, looked very good. Now he's getting the start. He was supposed to start in the series a couple weeks ago whenever Washington came to town, but because of rain, he ended up getting his start pushed back. On the year, currently 4-1 with a 3.6 ERA.
And his last performance against Schaumburg, which is a really good offensive team, he pitched great. Went 8 innings, giving up just 1 run, striking out 9. So you never know. This might be a game that goes by quickly and both starters kind of get into a rhythm. But we thought it was going to be that last night, and Evansville ended up getting ahead early. And I think, again, that is a huge point for Evansville here tonight. Get out in front early, let the pitching do the work.
David Mendham mentioned he was activated yesterday. Now he's back in the lineup. He's batting 8th and DHing, a huge addition for this Otters squad as they start to try to make a push for this division.
And I think he's going to be DHing a lot in the near future. Just, again, getting him back into baseball shape. Playing baseball every single day bangs up your body pretty bad. So getting him just back in the lineup, having that bat as productive as it was, is huge for them. But again, expect him to be DHing a lot here this next week or so before he gets back out onto the field at first base.
The 1-2-3 batters for the Otters, same as last night, Dennis Pierce, Graham Brown, and JT Benson were huge last night. They accounted for 9 of the Otters' run, each of them scoring 3 runs of their own. They did a great job setting the table for those big bats in Paven Parks and L.J. Jones and Keenan Taylor, and that's something that we hopefully will see from them again.
Oh, 100%. And the top 3 for this Evansville team here tonight is the same. The top 6 is the top 7 is the same. So 1 through 7, the exact same lineup. Why would you want to change it after a night like yesterday? So hopefully they can come in here and do very similar things.
You are listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and on 96.9 WYIR. Speaking of the Home Team Network, they are the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this year. We'll take a short break, and when we're back, we'll talk about the starting lineups as we near the first pitch. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Welcome into historic Bossy Field as we have a Central Division matchup between the Central Division leading Washington Wild Things and the Evansville Otters. Alongside Riley Angel, I'm Lucas Macklin, and we're so excited for you to be joining us today, and we're just excited to be playing baseball. We really thought we were going to be getting storms. We even put the tarp on with all these clouds, but it seems like Bossy Field somehow managed to avoid all of the rain when pretty much the rest of Evansville got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, we got pretty lucky to be able to play baseball today. And coming into this week, we thought, heck, we might not get any of these 3 games in. And now it looks like we're going to get all 4 of them in that were scheduled for this week. Extremely grateful to be playing baseball today. I'm sure Evansville is, especially after the day they had last night to get right back on the horse and go at it once again.
Otters coming off a 12-3 victory over these Washington Wild Things in Game 1 of this 4-game series, planning for a doubleheader tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get into the starting lineups as you're listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Leading it off for Washington will be Cale Chatham. Batting second and playing third base will be Tommy Caulfield. Batting third and DHing once again Tyreek Reed. Batting fourth and playing first base, the home run hitter from last night, Andrew Check. Batting fifth and playing in left field, Wagner Lagrange. Batting sixth and playing at shortstop will be Ethan Wilder. Batting seventh and playing in right field will be Jeff LaCoury. Batting eighth and playing in center field is Caden Morton. And rounding out the lineup and catching tonight, number 19, Jamer Hernandez. The catcher last night, Willie Estrada, was placed on the IL, so they are only with one catcher tonight. With the other catcher, they just signed a catcher. The Wild Things did, but he is currently not with the team. So Hernandez, the only catcher currently with the team. Now for your Evansville Otters, and as Riley mentioned it earlier, almost the exact same lineup. In fact, 1 through 7 is the exact same lineup with Dennis Pierce, Graham Brown, JT Benson, Paven Parks, LJ Jones, Keenan Taylor, and Logan Brown all hitting where they hit last night. But then we get David Mendham in the 8-hole. He'll be DHing, and rounding it out will be JJ Cruz, the second baseman tonight in the 9-hole. I mentioned that Anthony Patterson, the starter for the Otters, coming off a fantastic 3-inning start in his first outing as an Evansville Otter.
Yeah, and he looks to come in here and pretty much do the exact same thing he did in those first 3 innings against Windy City. He pitched really, really well in those 3 innings, was hitting his spots, doing exactly what he wanted to do. And if he's able to stick to the corners like he did his last time out against this Washington team, then who knows? We might have another good performance from a starting pitcher like we had last night in Braden Scott. Obviously, you would like the offense to get him some early run support, especially against an offense like Washington. But I'm sure that if he just keeps to the game plan that he went out there with his last time out, they'll be perfectly fine.
Mentioned that David Mendham back in the lineup for the first time since all the way back in the first Mississippi series when he injured his knee on the road in Mississippi. And what a bat to get back into the lineup. When he left, he had a .513 on-base percentage, was hitting .367, had a home run, went 11 for 30, and had, at the time, a Frontier League leading 9 walks. So a huge bat to add to this Otters lineup that's already looks so hot, especially here at home.
And with that bat DHing right now, you don't run into as many of those issues in the field like you will in the future. But, man, it's huge to have him back. Just his confidence at the plate, his approach, it's so well-rounded when you think about it. But now, when he goes into the field, that's when we're going to have to start answering some of those questions in the outfield. Who can come in? Who has to go out? But right now, don't have to worry about any of that. Hopefully, he comes in here and has that same production that we saw him in the first couple of weeks.
Obviously, this is not a guarantee of anything, but we did see some interesting warm-ups in the infield today. David Mendham taking reps at third base, at shortstop Graham Brown, who was a junior college All-American shortstop, so it's not like he has not played infield before. Dennis Pierce also taking some grounders over at second base with LJ Jones over at first. LJ Jones is playing first tonight, Dennis Pierce at third. And as we near the first pitch, you just listened to the Papa John's pregame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and on 96.9 WYIR. And always remember that Home Team Network is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out the Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this year. Take a short break, and when we're back, we'll have the always amazing Zane Clodfelter announcing the starting lineups as we end the national anthem. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Led by manager Andy McCauley and joined today by baseball buddies from Predators 13U. The Edward Jones leadoff batter, the third baseman, number 10, Dennis Pierce. His baseball buddy is Eden. Batting second, the center fielder, number 24, Graham Brown. His baseball buddies, Corbin H. and Carter. Batting third, the right fielder, number 9, JT Benson. His baseball buddy is Memphis. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 13, Haven Parks. His baseball buddy is Hendricks. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 20, L.J. Jones. His baseball buddy is Henry. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 12, Keenan Taylor. His baseball buddy is Corbin C. Batting seventh and catching, number 28, Logan Brown. His baseball buddy is Landon. Batting eighth, designated hitter, number 34, David Mendo. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 17, J.J. Cruz. His baseball buddy is Grant. Pitching for the Evansville Otters, right-handed pitcher, number 7, Anthony Patterson III. His baseball buddy is Owen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect it, and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Justin Forshee.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does our star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Justin Forshee with our national anthem. Tonight's game is delivered to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
We're nearing first pitch here in historic Bosse Field as Anthony Patterson taking the mound for his second start of this season. Behind the plate is Logan Brown tonight. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000.
Anthony Patterson III is on the mound. Logan Brown is behind.
So we mentioned Anthony Patterson in his second start of his young career after pitching with Georgia Gwinnett here in 2025, had 15 appearances and 13 starts, pitched to a 2.52 ERA in 75 innings with 75 strikeouts to just 21 walks, and we saw some incredible placement of his pitches in his first start.
And if he's able to live on those corners, in those spots, down and away, up and away, right on the black, then he's going to have a really good season here with Evansville. Hopefully he can continue that success that he had his last time out here tonight against first place Washington. And again, he's a guy that we've only seen 3 innings of him, but a guy that looks like he is really good at controlling the baseball. So we'll see how he does here tonight.
The Otters wearing some throwback jerseys, old maroon jerseys with the Otters plastered on the front, numbers on the back. A very fun uniform, especially for people like us who grew up near here and got to watch them play in these jerseys whenever we were younger.
It's definitely a good one. I love throwback jersey nights. It's so amazing, and it's an interesting clash with the maroon jerseys and still the blue and white hats, but we'll live with it here tonight. Just so fun to see them in these themed jerseys. It's one of the best parts about, in my opinion, about baseball is seeing all the different jersey combinations that there are.
First batter to meet him will be Cale Chatham. He went 0 for 4 yesterday, drew a walk, struck out twice. The left-handed hitter has come into this game with a .217 average, has 10 hits on this young season. Patterson works with his hat, now steps onto the mound, the far right side from our vantage point. First pitch into Chatham is taken for a strike, and he starts ahead 0-1. Starts off with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, close to being middle. Now Patterson looks in and delivers the next pitch. Swung through that one, did Chatham, and now he's behind 0-2. Chatham making his 17th appearance of the year, has 46 at-bats to his name. Next, the 0-2 pitch just misses inside, and Chatham moves the count to 1-2. Three of the first 4 batters lefties in this Wild Things lineup as Chatham takes that for a ball, and count evens up at 2-2. Patterson looks in to his catcher. Now comes set in the windup and delivers. That's chopper towards the right side. Brought in by L.J. Jones, who's at first base tonight, and brings it in for out number 1. Let's go around the horn in the outfield. J.T. Benson in right, Graham Brown in center, Keenan Taylor in left. Then in the infield, L.J. Jones playing first, J.J. Cruz at his natural second base, Pavin Parks at short with Dennis Pierce at third base, and Logan Brown behind the plate as he's catching Anthony Patterson. We saw Pierce in his first action last night at third base. Did a really good job, all things being considered. First pitch into Tommy Caulfield is taken for a strike, and Patterson starts ahead of another batter.
And it's good that Pierce is able to come in on the infield, opens up some spots in the outfield for certain guys.
Now the 0-1 pitch, a bender that finds the corner and quickly ahead of another batter, 0-2. Caulfield batted in the 3-hole last night. Now he's moved up to 2. Went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Now he awaits the 0-2 pitch. That's a chopper towards the left side. Parks will have to charge on it. Throw to first. Bang, bang play is in time at first. And 2 quick outs here for Patterson.
It's a really good play by Pavin, having to not only charge in on it, but adjust on the fly with that bad skip that it took just beyond the mound. And a laser beam over to L.J. Jones. Seems like the throwing angle for him at shortstop seems to come a little more natural than when he was over at third base. So I think it's been good for him to get those reps at shortstop this year like he was the majority of the season last year.
So it's Tyreek Reed who steps into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch to Reed is taken for a strike, and he starts ahead 0-1. Reed last night went 0 for 3, drew a walk, and struck out twice. Now the 0-1 pitch. A bender, he's out in front, fouls that one off, and now he's behind 0-2. So Patterson doing a great job attacking these hitters early. We saw Tyreek Reed last night let out some frustration after a strikeout.
That was a big, strong boy breaking that bat over his knee like that, like he did last night.
Reed steps back into the right-handed batter's box with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch from Patterson. The third is taken high, just high. Count moves to 1-2. Reed in his second season as a Washington Wild Thing. Played in 61 games last year, but hit to a .341 average. He lifts that one into the air towards right. Benson will come in on it and bring it in for out number 3. So Patterson goes 1-2-3 here in the first inning. Otters come to bat for the first time in this game. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
The Otters coming to bat here for the first time in this game. It's Jordan DiValerio on the mound. Behind the plate is Jomar Hernandez. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. DiValerio making his 8th appearance of the year, his sixth start. And in each of his 5 starts, he's gone at least 6 innings. You mentioned in his last start, went 8 against Schaumburg.
Yeah, he's a really effective guy. The one thing that stands out to me, though, is he hasn't pitched a ton on the road this year. And when he has pitched on the road, the numbers have been a little worse. In just 9 innings of work on the road, a .278 batting average against, compared to at home where he's thrown 26 innings, that number all the way down to .213.
Also pitched on the road against Florence, and in that start gave up 7 hits, gave up 4 runs, 2 walks, only struck out 1 batter. First one to face him will be Dennis Pierce. Takes the first pitch for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. Dennis Pierce led off the game with a solo shot last night, the first leadoff home run for the Otters this year. And now he's behind 0-1 of DiValerio. Next pitch, Bender pulled the string, and now he's behind 0-2 as he has to battle.
And DiValerio with a slight pause in his motion coming to the plate, so the Otters hitter is going to have to adjust to that fairly quickly.
Pierce behind 0-2, awaits the pitch. That one is ripped into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Dennis Pierce fights off an 0-2 breaking ball pretty far below the zone into left field for a base hit, and the Otters have something cooking early here in the first inning.
He's just been so good the beginning of this year. He is certainly on a hot streak to begin his tenure with Evansville. That ball is so down and in. It surprises me that he even got the bat head to it, let alone the barrel. Was able to send it down the left field line.
Next is Graham Brown. A 2-for-4 night last night. First pitch blew it by him, DiValerio did. And now he's behind 0-1. DiValerio in his second season with the Washington Wild Things. Made 20 starts last year. Next pitch to Graham Brown is taken at the top of the plate. And Brown behind 0-2 as he has to battle. So both of these pitchers getting ahead of these batters 0-2 quite a bit in this one. DiValerio's been ahead 0-2 of both of the Otter hitters so far, but Dennis Pierce managed to fight a inside pitch for a single. And now Brown with an 0-2 pitch. That one bends too far inside. Count moves to 1-2. Brown in the right-handed batter's box. Has been one of the best hitters for the Otters all year. Next pitch, chopper towards third. It's going to be brought in by Caulfield. He will bobble it as he makes an indecision. Throw is way over the head of Check. Pierce is going to advance to third. Brown's going to advance to second base, and a mental mistake from Tommy Caulfield has the Otters with a huge scoring opportunity in this first inning.
Man, he has had a rough couple of days over there at third. Made 2 errors yesterday. That one surely will go down as an error. And, man, a rough couple of days for Caulfield over at third, who, in the limited time we saw him earlier this year, seemed to play a pretty good third base. Not so far these first 2 games.
2 errors in game 1. That's for sure an error on Caulfield. And now it's JT Benson with runners on second and third and no one out in this first inning. And it wasn't even that Caulfield couldn't field it cleanly. He had it, and then indecision, and then a bobble, and then just soared it way over the head of Check. And now Benson awaits the first pitch in from D. Valerio. Lifts that one high into left field. On his way back is Lagrange to the track, to the wall. It is gone. A long home run from JT Benson has put the Otters on top early, 3-0. What a way to start this game. Anthony Patterson III goes 1-2-3. JT Benson puts 3 runs on the board with a 3-run shot.
You know, and with the way the wind's blowing, that one would have gotten out anyway. That ball was tattooed on a low breaker that just kind of caught too much of the fat part of the zone that Benson was able to lift into left center. But with the way the wind's blowing out to left center 15 miles per hour today, be prepared to see a lot of those balls fly over the left center field fence here this evening.
Yeah, some heavy, heavy wind we've had today. And now it's Pavin Parks after that massive shot. First pitch from Pavin Parks is taken outside for a ball. Starts ahead 1-0. We just got word that our friend and boss Matt Will with the call of that home run.
We need him to call more of those. It's already his second this year.
Now Parks with a 1-0 count awaits the next pitch in from D. Valerio. Swings through that one. Count evens up at 1. Feels like D. Valerio's had some really good starts, but he's also had some not so good starts. In a game against Schaumburg where he went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs with 4 walks and only 2 strikeouts. Now the 1-1 pitch is taken outside for a ball, and Parks now ahead 2-1. Pavin, like so many other nights with these theme jerseys, wearing 13 instead of his normal 11. The Otters with a quick 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning as Parks takes that pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and the count evens up at 2. The top part of the lineup strikes again. They each had 3 runs last night, and they already all have a run tonight. And now the 2-2 pitch into the Otters shortstop. That one is lifted high into the air and towards foul territory down the third base line. On the run is Caulfield. That one's going to get out of play. Count stays at 2-2. Pavin in his second year as an Evansville Otter last year in his short time hit .283 with 9 home runs, 28 walks to 50 strikeouts. Had 11 doubles on his way to a .489 slugging percentage. He swings through that one for strike 3, so D. Valerio gets his first out of the inning. And it will lead to L.J. Jones.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 20, L.J. Jones.
D. Valerio spent 3 seasons in the Red Sox organization before joining Washington. Last year had a 10-2 record with a 3.39 ERA in 20 starts. Now L.J. Jones takes the first pitch for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. Next pitch. Jones checked his swing, but it went off his bat, and that went into foul territory. And so he's behind 0-2 as he has to battle back. Jones also with a multi-hit game last night. He went 2 for 5 and had a couple of RBIs and some big at-bats as well, and 2 strike counts, being able to fight those off. Saw a lot of those last night. The Otters being able to fight in 2 strike counts. And now they've done it here again as another 0-2 count for DiValerio. That one is lifted high into the air, but into foul territory. And out an overhead foul ball. Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. DiValerio up around 89 miles per hour so far in this start. Now the 0-2 pitch into LJ Jones. Bender, but been bent too far outside, and the count moves to 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch runs high, and the count evens up at 2. DiValerio reared back on that one. That went up at 91 miles per hour, but didn't have the release point on it. Now a 2-2 count into the Otters' first baseman tonight. Hard hit down the third baseline, but just foul. That was about as close as it could be to being fair. A 77 mile per hour bender that stayed high, up and in, and LJ turned on that one at 103. But still a 2-2 count. DiValerio the next pitch. That one way low, and now the count runs full. So we've seen DiValerio be able to get ahead in these counts so far in this game, but just hasn't been able to find a way to really get them out. Now the payoff pitch. Hard hit into foul territory. That one's going to hook down the first base line. It's going to drop right in front of Andrew Check. He could have caught that, just didn't read it right. I think maybe the wind brought it back into play just a bit, but so the count's still full to LJ Jones. Comes in with a .322 batting average. A 3-2 count. That one is a looper into left field, but Lagrange is going to be able to find his way under it for out number 2. And it will lead to Keenan Taylor, who's playing in left field tonight.
Really good at bat there from LJ Jones, raising that pitch count of DiValerio, who has already given up a 3-run shot here in this inning. And for Evansville here at this point, I think you've scored early enough now. Just try and run that pitch count up, get this guy out of here as quickly as possible, dig into that bullpen with 2 games tomorrow.
Keenan Taylor, in his first matchup against DiValerio, hit a home run off of him. It was a solo shot. First pitch to Taylor is taken low, and he starts ahead of him 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch to Taylor. That one is hit hard into left field. Lagrange is going to have to run for it. It's at the track. It's at the wall. If it's fair, it's gone. And it's fair and gone. Keenan Taylor, the hottest Otter hitter in this lineup, stays hot. Hits a home run, and the lead extends to 4 in this first inning. 2 at-bats against DiValerio, 2 solo shots.
Yeah, he got a fastball in on the hands there. Middle in, so it was a little easier to get the bat to it. And boy, he turned on it. 7th homer of the year for him. No one can stop Keenan Taylor right now, and boy, he has been so fun to watch the early part of this year.
Now it's Logan Brown stepping into the left-handed batter's box. Steps into today's matchup 3 hits short of 400 as he takes that pitch low for ball 1. A long-time veteran in pro baseball who has come in and started red hot for the Otters. Takes that pitch for a strike, and he goes behind, or evens the count rather, at 1-1. Four runs here in the first inning for the Otters. Next pitch into Logan Brown is taken inside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. It's 4 runs, only 2 of them earned because of the error from Tommy Caulfield. Now the 2-1 pitch. Hitting the center field on his way in for it will be Morton. He has to run for it. He will bring it in for out number 3. But the Otters score 4 on a couple of long balls. They lead 4-0 as we head to the second inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
We head to the second inning now with Anthony Patterson with his first lead of his professional career. We'll see how he pitches with that in mind.
Yeah, we'll see. Went 1-2-3 there in the first inning, and the offense doing their job, giving him now 4 runs as a cushion. We'll see. I mean, so far from what we've seen, he has looked very good. You just hope that that translates once he's ahead.
It'll be 4, 5, 6 in the lineup. Andrew Check, who hit a long home run last night in the 8th inning. It was already a game that was pretty much out of hand, but still he shows that power.
Yeah, he's a big, powerful left-handed hitter. I mean, you just look at him. He is a big human being. 10 homers on the year already. And the one last night he hit was a tank. So, obviously, Patterson III is going to have to pitch him carefully.
Check also had a grand slam in the second game against Evansville when they first met up. First pitch from Patterson is taken for a ball. He starts behind him 1-0. It was only 12 pitches for Patterson in that first inning. Next pitch just misses low, and Check is ahead 2-0. Even with that home run, Check only went 1 for 4 last night, had a couple of strikeouts. He fouls that one. The dribbler down the right side of that foul territory. Count it 2-1. Patterson works quickly now. The 2-1 pitch in the dirt, and now he's behind Check 3-1. So in his first outing, he only walked 1 batter. And Check takes that one for a strike, and the count runs full. Now he's got a full count on Andrew Check, the franchise leader in home runs for Washington. That was his 10th home run of the season last night. He swings through that one for strike 3. And a German-American bake strikeout for Anthony Patterson. And with 1 away, it leads to the left fielder Wagner Lagrange.
Did a good job of battling back there after falling behind in the count early. I like the 3-2 high fastball because Check, he's always in attack mode. You can just tell by looking at the strikeout numbers. So enticing him with that high fastball that's a little above the zone is a real nice swing and miss pitch.
Now the first pitch to Lagrange is taken for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. The Otters love hitting home runs over that left field wall. You got to wonder how that makes Lagrange feel, him in left field. Now from the windup, the 0-1 pitch. Bender runs too low. Count evens up at 1. With the count even, Patterson works. That one a hard hit ball down the first base line. It's going to get past L.J. Jones. And the first hit of the night for Washington. With one away, will put a runner on first base.
Just left the fastball middle. Can't really live with the fastball at that spot at all, and usually he doesn't. Definitely learned there that Lagrange is going to take care of business when he's giving us pitch in that spot.
Next up is Ethan Wilder. First pitch taken for a ball, and he starts behind him 1-0. Moved from second in the lineup last night down to 6th after he went 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Now Patterson in the stretch for the first time tonight. Delivers the next pitch outside, and the count runs to 2-0. Wilder entering play with a .448 on-base percentage. Next pitch taken for a strike. Patterson, the third, back into the count with a 2-1 count. Quick check over at first of Lagrange. Lagrange 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts this year. Not a huge stolen base threat overall, though. That one is lifted into right field. Benson on his way back. He's going to go all the way to the track. That one is over the right field wall, and a 2-run shot for Washington cuts the Otters' lead in half, 4-2. Wilder took a low and in fastball and sent it over the right field wall. His first home run of the season. Only his second of his professional career. Now it leads to Jeff LaCorey. First pitch is taken outside for a ball, and he starts behind LaCorey 1-0.
This is when we're really going to see what type of pitcher Anthony Patterson is. We didn't see him get really into much trouble at all in that first outing.
Next pitch taken for a strike. Count evens up at 1.
Just hope he's able to recover and bounce back after that home run.
LaCorey enters play. It's the first time we've seen him this series with a .403 on-base percentage. He lifts that one just over the glove of Pavin Parks into left center field for a base hit. And another one-out knock. 3 straight hits for the Wild Things leads to the center fielder, Caden Morton. First time Morton is getting a start this series. His 17th appearance this year. And we saw him make a heck of a catch in right center field last time the Otters played. First pitch, chopper towards short. Parks takes it in. Throw to second for 1. Over to first. In time for a Hoosier Lottery double play. So a quick 2 outs to end the inning. Patterson III does give up 2 runs on the Ethan Wilder home run. The Otters still lead 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the second. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library.
Special thanks to the incomparable
David Mendham will lead off this second inning after the Otters put 4 up in the first. Wild Things answered back with a 2-run shot of their own. Otters leading 4-2, and it's the first time we'll get to see David Mendham since the game on May 18th in Mississippi where he injured his knee. He is DHing tonight. You mentioned could be a at least temporary stay for him with the DH, but such a big bat back in the Otters lineup.
And you just hope the approach stays the same and he's not up there trying to do too much coming back from injury. We know that he has a great eye at the plate, and he was so good to begin the season. Again, you just hope that eye and that approach that he has on the left-handed side stays with him coming back from this knee trouble that he's had.
The first pitch in from D. Valerio is taken high for a ball, and he starts ahead 1-0. Had 409 plate appearances for the Otters last year with a .427 on-base percentage. The 1-0 count into Mendham. That's a chopper towards second. It'll be taken in by Chatham, who will make the short toss over to first. And a quick out number 1 here for D. Valerio as he tries to bounce back after that rough first inning.
This is a big inning for him, especially now that his team has scored a couple of runs, so the lead not as severe for Evansville. If he's able to lock in here against the 8-9-1 guys, I think that is a good thing for Washington.
Cruz back in the lineup tonight after not playing last night. With 1 away, awaits the first pitch. That one's taken low, and he starts ahead of him 1-0. It was 29 pitches back in the first inning for D. Valerio. This is only the third pitch of his inning. Now the 1-0 pitch, chopper towards second, will be brought in by Chatham. And he'll make the short toss the second time in this inning for out number 2.
The Edward Jones leadoff batter. Third baseman, number 10, Dennis Pierce.
Leads us back to the Edward Jones leadoff hitter of the game, Dennis Pierce, who muscled a 0-2 pitch into left field to start the inning for the Otters. He waits the first pitch. That one's taken outside for a ball. He starts ahead 1-0. Lake Erie and New Jersey already in the 6th inning, with New Jersey currently leading 5-4. Florence and Joliet has been postponed. And that one is fouled back off the catcher, Jomer Hernandez, and the count evens up at 1. One of 2 games to be rained out, the other one being Mississippi and Windy City. Both of them being moved to tomorrow. Now the 1-1 pitch into the Otters' third baseman. Pulled the string, but bent it just outside the zone. Count moves to 2-1.
Yeah, both Windy City and Joliet were in that region. That real long line was coming through across northern Indiana and obviously the Chicago area.
Next pitch runs high. Count moves to 3-1.
That whole line kind of shifted north of us. Thankfully, that's why we're still playing. It's because that line and the wind kind of shifted that line north.
Three-one count to the Otters' leadoff hitter. That one is right up the middle, off the glove of D. Valerio. It's going to go to the shortstop, Wilder. Bare hands it to first, but it's going to be a wide throw. Almost a crazy play for the Wild Things defense, but it's to not be, and Dennis Pierce is on first with 2 away, as now obviously the trainer for Washington was going to go check on D. Valerio. It was tough to tell in the live moment, but I think it went off his glove. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Obviously, tough to tell.
A screamer like that, obviously you never want to get hit by one of those as a pitcher. That's a pitcher's worst nightmare right there. Thankfully, wasn't higher than what it was. Just seems like to be in the bicep area of his throwing arm. At least that's what they were checking on. But, I mean, he's out there. They're going to have him throw a couple of practice pitches, make sure he's all right for sure. But I think he'll be able to continue in this one.
And now you're seeing the Washington bullpen kind of loosen up just in case. His first couple of quick outs here for DiValerio in the second inning, and then Dennis Pierce with the hard shot. You mentioned off his throwing arm. That's his second single of the night. His fifth hit in this series. Mentioned that 1 through 6 last night, all with multi-hit games. Logan Brown also got a hit, and then David Midham and J.J. Cruz both in their first action of this series. So it looks like DiValerio will stay in, and he'll have to face Graham Brown. Brown in the first inning grounded to the third baseman Caulfield, who was caught in between throwing it to second or to first, and then bobbled it, and then launched it way over check. That really put that inning in a tailspin before J.T. Benson hit the 3-run home run. Dennis Pierce extended the inning with an infield single. And now from the stretch once again, DiValerio will deliver. That one outside, and Brown will start ahead 1-0. So Graham Brown's Coastal Carolina Chanticleers advanced to the championship series. Of course, they had to beat J.T. Benson's Louisville Cardinals, so unfortunate bit of... That one is hit high into the air and towards center. Morton is on his way to the track, to the wall, and he can only watch as Graham Brown has followed suit. And another 2-run home run for the Otters, their third home run of the night. And they lead 6-2 here in this second inning.
And at this rate, we're going to run out of fireworks for the postgame show. The way Evansville's hitting homers, man, there must be something that they're picking up on DiValerio right now. We were kind of worried about how yesterday they scored a lot, so maybe today they'd struggle to score. But man, oh man, that seems to be the exact opposite.
So 6 runs here, and we're not even through the second inning for the Otters. And now it's J.T. Benson, who was the home run hitter back in the first inning. He swung through that off-speed pitch, and he's behind 0-1. The Otters bats picking up where they left off after last night's 12-run game. Now the 0-1 pitch to Benson. Low and away, checked his swing, count evens up at 1. Six runs on 5 hits for the Otters. Washington did score 2 of their own in the top half of the second. Now the 1-1 count. That one is taken for a strike, and now Benson behind 1-2. DiValerio will deliver the 1-2 pitch. That one is fouled off, and we'll do it again. Mentioned that J.T. Benson played 3 seasons with Louisville. Also played last year with the Lake Country Rockhounds. Got his first professional action with them at a .286 batting average with a couple of home runs. He takes that pitch high, and the count evens up at 2. That home run earlier was his 5th on the season. That home run for Graham Brown was his 6th of the season. And then Keenan Taylor hit his 7th in this game. Count at 2-2 for the Otters right fielder. That one bends too far outside, and the count runs full.
Some visible frustration right now from DiValerio. Obviously has given up 6 runs, 5 of them earned, but still struggling with command as well.
Now the payoff pitch, that one is popped up, but that one's going to get out of play and overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Currently, the score sheet has 4 earned runs out of 6. Want to maybe consider potentially a double play on that Chatham error. Count still full. Next pitch to Benson. Runs inside, and it's going to be taken for ball 4. So a Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar extends the inning to Paven Parks.
The shortstop, number 13, Paven Parks.
It's already 48 pitches in this game for D. Valerio, and he's not even through the 2nd inning yet. First pitch to the Otters shortstop is taken for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. Paven keeps working that on-base percentage up, now at .364 after his 2-for-3 night last night. Had a couple of sac flies as well. Mentioned 5 RBIs for him. Now the 0-1 pitch, he swings through that one, and he's behind 0-2. Paven calls time, tries to reset himself. He steps back into the left-handed batter's box. With an 0-2 count. Runner at first is Benson. Next pitch, pulled the string on him, he swung through it. He strikes out, and now the Otters out of their 2nd inning, but not before a 2-run home run from Graham Brown. Gets those 2 runs back. They lead 6-2 as we head to the 3rd. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
We head to the 3rd inning. Anthony Patterson back out there for another inning of work. Gave up a 2-run shot in his last inning. He's given up 3 hits and those 2 earned runs. Also has a strikeout. Hasn't walked anybody yet. It'll be Jamer Hernandez to meet him first. Hernandez did enter last night's game after the injury to Willie Estrada. He went 0-for-1 with a strikeout in that one at bat. So Patterson the third finishes his warm-ups and will be ready to face the catcher Hernandez. His 18th game of the year. First pitch taken just low. Starts behind Hernandez 1-0. And looks like Hernandez is fixing his equipment and now steps back in. Next pitch is taken for a strike. Count evens up back at 1. Hernandez spent 2 seasons with the Pirates. He was signed at the age of 17 back in 2018. Takes the next pitch for a ball, count moves to 2-1. Then spent 4 years with Toronto before joining Washington. His first season with the Wild Things. That pitch is fouled up overhead. Count evens up at 2 after that overhead foul ball, which of course, as always, is brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. With the count even at 2, Hernandez takes his time and now steps back into the box. A .231 batting average, 12 hits, 4 doubles. That one is hit hard into right field. That's going to hook out a play as well. Count still at 2-2.
Heads Construction, choose the best, never regret it.
Has 3 walks to 13 strikeouts, does Hernandez. Patterson working quickly. That bender runs too low. Count runs to full. Now Patterson looks into Logan Brown. Takes a deep breath, then comes set and delivers the payoff pitch to the 24-year-old catcher. That one runs out and away. And so a leadoff walk for the Wild Things will lead back to their top of the lineup with Cale Chatham.
Second baseman, 32, Cale Chatham.
So Patterson III's first walk of the night will pass the torch to Cale Chatham. Chatham squares around a bump, pulls it back as that pitch is in the dirt. Great stop by Logan Brown to keep the ball in front of him. Counts at 1-0. Chatham led off the game with a ground out to first. One-zero pitch taken for a strike. Count evens up at 1. Otters lead 6-2 here early in this one. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Runner on first, no one out. Now the 1-1 pitch. That one is fouled up and overhead, and now he's behind 1-2. There were only 2 home runs in that game last night. Even though the Otters scored 12 runs, they only hit 1. That one is a chopper towards first. Jones will take it in. He'll make the throw to second in time for 1, and no throw over to first as Chatham will beat it out and break up the double play.
Third baseman for Tommy Caulfield.
So unlike last night, long ball has been the only scoring so far.
Yeah, and this time it's not against Evansville, it's for Evansville, who has been very good this year.
So it's Tommy Caulfield. He'll step into the left-handed batter's box with 1 away, and now Chatham at first base. 0 for 5 in the series so far. First pitch is taken outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-0. Caulfield awaits the 1-0 pitch, but first, Patterson III will step off. Looks like there's maybe something in Caulfield's eye there. Caulfield enters play with a couple of home runs with a .342 on base percentage, making his 19th appearance this year. Check over at first at Chatham. Nothing doing. Chatham has not attempted a stolen base yet this year. Not really a stolen base guy. Now the 1-0 pitch is taken low, and now a 2-0 count as Logan Brown's going to walk out and talk with his pitcher. Caulfield in his 3rd season with the Wild Things. Last year played in 93 games, had a .282 batting average, hit 11 home runs, 16 doubles, and 4 triples. Had a .444 slugging percentage. Numbers are a little bit down here, but obviously it's early in the season. Now the 2-0 pitch to Caulfield is taken low, and he's ahead 3-0 now. Pitch from Caulfield is taken for a strike. So Patterson the third back in the count with a 3-1 count. 3-1 pitch laced into right center field. That's going to get down. Brown will cut it off. The runner will go from first to third. Caulfield's going to chug for second base. Slide, he's in time, and hustle play to extend the single into a double. And now runners on second and third with only one away. Will lead to the DH, Tyreek Reed.
Try to go a couple of straight fastballs there, just get himself back in the count. That one just left middle low, right in the wheelhouse for Caulfield, who did not miss 108 off the bat. So hard hit ball pretty much anywhere you play nowadays, a 90-mile-per-hour fastball middle low, because that's just the way the swing paths are going. And now he's going to have to work through some trouble here in the third, only one away.
So Reed steps into the right-handed batter's box, still trying to find his first hit of the series. And Patterson III will step off and now step back on as he switches to the windup with runners on second and third. Comes set and delivers the first pitch to Reed. Bender finds a zone and he starts ahead 0-1. Now Patterson III is set once again. He'll deliver the 0-1 pitch to Reed. That one runs low, and the count evens up at 1. .47 pitches here in this one for Patterson III as we're out into the third inning. 1-1 pitch is taken outside, and now it's a 2-1 count as Patterson III is struggling to find the zone here in the third inning. Now with a 2-1 count, next pitch into Tyreek Reed. That one checked his swing. Did he go? He did, says the home plate umpire, Noah Hobart. And count evens up at 2. Reed will step outside the box, now back in. A 2-2 count into the Wild Things DH. That one is fouled back as Reed stays alive, and the count still at 2-2. We'll do it again. Reed, another one of these guys with his numbers being a little bit down this year. Last year with a .341 batting average. Next 2-2 pitch into Reed. That one runs low, and now the count is full. On deck is Andrew Check. Already has a couple of home runs against the Otters this year in 3 baseball games. One of those being a grand slam. Now the payoff pitch. That one runs inside and it hits Reed. Would have been ball 4 either way, but now the bases are loaded for the first baseman, Andrew Check.
Certainly not an ideal situation, especially against a guy like Check who has been hot, homered in 3 straight games. And nowhere to put him, so you kind of have to attack him. You're in that situation where you have to attack him at this point. But still, I wouldn't expect him to throw him too many fastballs, just try and pepper the zone with some breaking stuff. We'll see. Thankfully, there is 1 out, so a grounder could produce a double play.
First pitch to Check is taken outside for a ball, and he starts behind another batter 1-0. Check did strike out swinging his first time, his 3rd strikeout of this series. Now the 1-0 pitch. That one is fouled up overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Patterson III did end the last inning with a double play. And now if he can get one here, he'd be out of the inning. The 1-1 pitch to Check. That one is laced into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Taylor will take it in. They'll hold the runner at third. So Check hit it just a bit too hard to score a second run, but Washington gets the lead down to 3. And now Wagner LaGrange will step to the plate as he represents the go-ahead run.
Got to give Chet credit on that one. A fastball that was a tad outside, went out and got it, hit it where it was pitched, went the opposite way, which is against what he naturally does, which is pull the ball hard as a big left-handed power hitter.
LeGrand singled in his first at-bat. Now takes the first pitch for a strike as Patterson III gets out ahead of a batter here. LaGrange has been very efficient against the Otters. He's 3 for 5 in this series. Takes the next pitch just high, and the count evens up at 1. 1 for 1 in this game. Next pitch, that one is hit out of play, and now he's behind 1-2. LaGrange ended up coming around to score on the Ethan Wilder home run. Now the Wild Things, even though they've given up 6 runs through 2 innings, they're threatening to try to tie it up here in the 3rd inning. LaGrange fouls that pitch off as he stays alive. Count still at 1-2 for LaGrange. Next pitch, that one is fouled back again as LaGrange continues to battle. The 29-year-old who spent 6 seasons with the Mets, getting as high as AAA, did LaGrange. Now the next 1-2 count. That's a hard chopper towards short. Parks will take it in. He's going to bobble it. It's going to get by him. And everybody is safe, and another run comes in to score.
Shortstop 5, Ethan Wilder.
That is a tough one for Parks, who has been so sure-handed at short all year and was an excellent shortstop last year as well, and a tough way to allow another run to score. It's Yohan Gonzalez working in the Otters bullpen. As Max Peterson will walk out to talk with his pitcher. Looked like Patterson III had found another double play to get out of another inning, but looks like Pavin just tried to make the play a little bit too quickly, and everyone was safe around the base paths. It's Ethan Wilder who steps to the plate. Already has a home run in this game. He has been an excellent hitter at the plate so far this year. Coming in with a .448 on-base percentage, has 37 hits with 7 doubles. Now the first pitch to Wilder. Pulled the string, got him out in front. He's ahead of him 0-1. His 17th and 18th RBI on the home run earlier. Now the 0-1 pitch. They pulled the string on him again, and now he's ahead of Wilder 0-2. Wilder with an 0-2 count, trying to tie or take the lead for the Wild Things. He watches that pitch outside, and the count moves to 1-2. Patterson III delivers the 1-2 pitch. Wilder just fights that one off down the first baseline as he continues to stay alive.
Friendly reminder to keep an eye out for foul balls, especially if you are not seated.
Wilder with a .429 average with runners in scoring position. Now the next 1-2 pitch into the Wild Things shortstop, as that one is low and away. A great stop by Logan Brown to keep that ball in front of him. Wilder now 2 for 5 in this series. Battling here with a 2-2 count against the Otters pitcher Anthony Patterson III. Takes that one just high, and now the count runs full. Otters lead 6-4 here in the top of the third inning, but the Wild Things threatening to try to tie it up with 2 runs already in this inning. And now the payoff pitch runs inside, and Patterson the third's going to walk in a batter. And now the score is 6-5, Evansville.
Right fielder, 33, Jeff LaCory.
Jeff LaCory is going to step into the left-handed batter's box, but Max Peterson's going to jump out of the dugout and go to his bullpen. Yohan Gonzalez is going to come in to try to salvage this inning for the Otters. We'll have more on them when we come back. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Yohan Gonzalez in to pitch as he will come in with the bases loaded and 1 away, trying to stifle this Wild Things run. Otters still lead 6-5, but runners in scoring position right now after Patterson III really struggled to find the zone here in the third inning.
Yeah, and just had one of those innings. He looked really good in that first frame, gave up the homer in the second, and just couldn't quite recover from that in the third. And now all of a sudden it's a close game, but Yohan is called upon, and hopefully he's able to come in here, shut the door for this Evansville offense or defense.
Mentioned that Yohan, he's had some bad outings, but when he's been on, he's been almost impossible to hit. His last outing on June 15th against the Windy City Thunderbolts went 2 innings, struck out 3, walked 1, and gave up a hit, but didn't give up any runs. He also recorded his first win of the season in that one. So now he'll face Jeff LaCory with the bases loaded. He'll deliver the first pitch. That one's outside for a ball, and he starts it behind him 1-0. LaCory with a .226 average with runners in scoring position. That one is chopped off of LaCory's right leg. Should say lower leg, more in the ankle area. And he's going to try to walk it off a little bit around just outside the batter's circle. Count it 1-1 now. Corey will step back into the left-handed batter's box. Got a hit back in the second inning, which was erased on the double play. Now the 1-1 pitch. Hit hard to center field. Brown's going to have to go back on it. He's still running up for it. It's going to get over his head into the track. 1 run's going to score. A second run's going to score. They're going to wave in the third runner home. And no throw to the plate as a base-clearing RBI double for Jeff LaCory has put Washington out in front in this one.
Center fielder, 2, Caden Morton.
So Gonzalez couldn't manage to find the out. Left a pitch over the heart of the plate, just over the head of Graham Brown. And now Washington up 8-6. And we're still only in the third inning. So Gonzalez now set. Deliver the first pitch. Taken for a strike. Caden Morton at the plate. Grounded into a double play his first time up. I'll say so much for saving the bullpen for the next few games for both these teams, really. Now Gonzalez with the 0-1 count. Next pitch to Morton. That one's hit hard into right field. Benson's going to have to run back to the track, to the wall, and that one is gone. So add 2 more to the Washington Wild Things lead. They lead 10-6 here in the 3rd inning. So back-to-back hard hit balls off the bat of Yohan Gonzalez. That one leaves the park. Now all he can really do right now is reset and try to refocus in and get out of this inning.
19, Jomar Hernandez.
And I think really back to Wagner Lagrange, who grounded into what seemed like a double play at that point. An error was made at short, and now all of a sudden we're down 4.
First pitch to Lagrange, or to Hernandez rather, is in their first strike, and it looked, Hernandez just didn't see it at all. He thought it was coming in to hit him, and it was right over the heart of the plate. Now the 0-1 pitch is, Gonzalez works quickly. He pulled the string on him, got him swinging. Now Hernandez is going to call for time as he's behind 0-2. Next pitch to Hernandez in the dirt. Stopped by Logan Brown. Count moves to 1-2. Hernandez now still 0 for 1 in the series. He drew a walk his first time up. He swings through that one for strike 3. A German-American Bank strikeout, the second out of this 3rd inning. And with 2 away, we'll be back to the top of the lineup in Cale Chatham.
The Hoosier Lottery strikeout batter at second base, 32, Cale Chatham.
This is Chatham's second at-bat of the inning. That was Hernandez's second at-bat of the inning as well. He grounded out into a fielder's choice his last time up. He takes that pitch for a strike. And now Gonzalez has reset himself, and he's starting to find the zone, more like the Yohan Gonzalez we've seen of past. Now the 0-1 pitch. Another bender finds his own, and he's quickly ahead of Chatham 0-2. Count. And swing and a miss for strike 3. Another German-American Bank strikeout. But Washington strikes for 8 runs here in the 3rd inning. They now lead 10-6. So we head to the bottom half. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Otters now trailing 10-6 after Washington put up 8 runs in the top half of the 3rd. And I am here with Brandon from the Salvation Army, as you guys are here at the ballpark today. And just give us a little bit of talk about what's going on today.
Yeah, well, we're so excited to be here at the Otters game for Night Out at the Otters, benefiting Salvation Army. We're so grateful to have another year of being out at the ballpark. It's a gorgeous night. And hopefully the Otters here can bat in some runs and regain the lead.
Yeah, it's been a hectic game here so far. Already 16 runs through 2 1/3 inning. The first batter to meet DeValero in this inning is LJ Jones. He takes that pitch for a strike. So Brandon, obviously Salvation Army, a well-known group of people around this part. Just give a little bit of what the Salvation Army really does for the community here in Evansville,
Yeah,
if you can.
absolutely. We are headquartered here in Evansville. We serve Vanderburgh, Warwick, and Posey counties right out of here in Evansville, and we do our best to meet human need without discrimination, whatever ways that looks like, to be able to, whether it's putting food in people's bellies, helping people with rent or utility assistance, um, tailored case management programs, church and spiritual life programming. I think the best part of the Salvation Army is that it's inherently an idea, and that idea can be formed into whatever it is that the need is, and we can hopefully be able to meet that need together.
So LJ Jones with a 1-2 count awaits the pitch from DiValerio. Swings through that one for a strikeout, a quick out number 1 for DiValerio as he tries to get back in a rhythm. Next up to face him will be Keenan Taylor. So Brandon, obviously Salvation Army does so much, and I was wondering if there was a way, if someone wanted to like help with the Salvation Army, if there was a way they could reach out and help in some way around their local community.
Yeah, absolutely. Best way to get a hold of us is over Facebook. Just Facebook Salvation Army of Evansville. Our name will come up, Salvation Army of Evansville, serving Vanderburgh, Warwick, and Posey counties. We update it every day, sometimes 2-3 times a day. And if you don't have Facebook, feel free to go on our website, saevansville.org. Has all of our volunteer opportunities are updated every week. Has all of our church opportunities for you to be able to get connected, how you feel is best to use your time, your talent, and your treasure.
So Keenan Taylor with a 1-1 count watches that pitch just high for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. And so I was wondering if you wanted to go into more specifics about some of the events you guys kind of hold or do around Evansville and around these other communities. As Taylor rips that one into left field for a base hit, so 1-out base knock for Keenan Taylor, his second hit of the night, and that will lead to the catcher Logan Brown.
One of our favorite programs is called Pathway of Hope. It is a client-driven, goal-oriented program designed to break intergenerational poverty. You might hear that and think, what in the world does that mean? It means that every family who's in our Pathway of Hope program makes goals for them to be able to break the chains of poverty in their own family. It could be something as simple as getting a job, all the way up to getting a house or even moving out of the city to be able to have a better life opportunity somewhere else or reconnect with family. Every family who's a part of our program sets the goals themselves, and our caseworkers and our whole staff and our church members all get to be cheerleaders to be able to cheer them on to reach whatever goal that they set for themselves.
Keenan Taylor takes off. That pitch, a ball, throw into the center field. Taylor's going to get up. He's going to try to take third. Throw in from the center fielder. Morton is going to be late. And now Keenan Taylor all the way to third base with only one away as the Otters try to fight back in this one as they still trail 10-6. The count now at 2-0 for Logan Brown with one away here in this third inning.
Yeah, what did I say? Come in and see if they can regain the lead here? Maybe I'm the lucky charm. Maybe I should just be around here every so often. And really the best part about our Pathway of Hope program is to be able to see the success of the families. We have a 90% success rate. We've had dozens of families graduate the program so far. We have right around 20 to 30 families who are a part of it right now. One of the cool initiatives that will be starting here in 2026 is focusing in on the neighborhood that our center is in, which is on the west side, about 5 minutes here from the ballpark. Be able to focus in on the chain neighborhood to reach families that are rooted right into our backyard. So often there's our neighbors in need. We don't even know who they are. We don't even know that they're struggling or that they're struggling with resources or opportunities to be able to better themselves or their position in life. And so to be able to reach out to our neighbors in need is pretty phenomenal.
2-2 pitch to Logan Brown is swung on a miss for strike three. Second out of this inning, and it will be up to David Mendham to try to get that runner in from third.
He really wanted that one too, didn't he?
Yeah, it's Logan Brown has been so hot for the team. Now David Mendham in his first game back from injury, trying to, again, just try to get that run in from third to try to claw back a little bit. Still a long way to go in this one. We're only in the bottom of the third inning with two away. Otters trailing 10-6 after 8 runs scored by Washington there in the second inning. So DiValerio from the stretch delivers the first pitch, taken for a ball. He's ahead 1-0.
And I think going back to what we were talking about before, one of the benefits about being able to work with the Evansville Otters like a night like tonight is to be able to bring awareness to neighbors who are in need, to be able to show people that all of us, regardless of our what we think is our station in life, regardless of our work opportunities, even the numbers we may see in our bank account, that doesn't matter. When it comes to reaching our neighbors who are in need, it just takes a conversation, just takes a moment. And we at the Salvation Army want to be able to help make that happen for everyone who wants to.
That's an awesome message. A 2-0 pitch to David Mindom is taken outside for a ball, and he's ahead 3-0. Mindom, who, as I mentioned, at the time of his injury, led the Frontier League in walks with 9. So with a 3-0 count, he'll await the pitch in from DiValerio. That one is taken for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk for David Mindom, a Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar. Will lead to the 9-hole hitter, J.J. Cruz. So, Brandon, I wanted to ask maybe a little bit more personally, like, how did you start with the Salvation Army?
It was a work I was born into. I grew up in the Midwest in Nebraska. And knew at an early age that I was led to work for the Salvation Army. Ran away from it for a little bit, kind of pursued my own way, meandered through life, and eventually God brought me back here to the Salvation Army. My wife Megan and I have been in Evansville for about a year and a half now. It'll be 2 years in October, and we love every minute of it. There could not be a more welcoming, warm place to be than right here in southern Indiana.
I can't say I disagree with that. I've always loved being here. I was born and raised here in Evansville, so
Okay, very cool.
always love it. Now the 0-1 pitch to J.J. Cruz, count at 1-1. He checked his swing. He did not go, says the third base umpire, Robert Moreno.
It's one of the quirks of being a Salvation Army officer is we move around every 4 to 8 years, and you never know until you get a phone call in early May. Then when you get a phone call, that's kind of when you know that you're off to your next place of leadership and service. And so we moved October 2023. Before being here, we've lived in Illinois, Indianapolis for 4 years, even spent some time in South America. And so we've kind of been everywhere a little bit, and we're kind of making our home right here in southern Indiana. It's great.
So J.J. Cruz at the plate, runners on the corners with 2 away. So he awaits the 1-2 pitch in from the Wild Things starter, DiValerio. That pitch taken outside for ball 2. And a reminder that, as Brandon said, you can go to saevansville.org if you want to look at what the Salvation Army has done and see if there's any ways you can help. And if you wanted to give any examples of how people could help, like what would they do around with the Salvation Army?
One of the best ways is to help volunteer in our daily lunch program. We serve 250 people every day from 11 to 1. And whether it's being on our serving line, helping prepare food, even if you're a behind-the-scenes person and you want to help wash dishes, any part of it, it's all on our website. The best part is that there's never a position that's less than others. We all work together to achieve a common goal, which is helping serve people who are in need. We don't ask questions. That's a lie. The only question we ask is how much food do you want? And come be a part of something that's amazing. I guarantee your life will be changed because of it.
Now Cruz lifts that one high into deep right field. It's at the track to the wall, and that one is gone. A 4th home run for the Otters in this game. A 3-run shot for J.J. Cruz. And the Otters crawl back within 1. It's 10-9. I gotta say, this is the 3rd interview I've done with someone up here. 3rd time we've hit a home run in this inning.
Okay, there you
Seems
go.
to be good luck.
Edward Jones, leadoff batter, third baseman, number 10, Dennis Pierce.
It's a good-looking swing right there, too.
Yeah, he's been hitting the ball well and able to get his first home run of the year. And now it's Dennis Pierce who homered in last night's game. He led off the game with a single that eventually came around to score on the J.T. Benson home run. Now, again, a brand new ball game. It feels like I say that every inning in this one. Now, Pierce fouls that one off, and he's behind 0-1.
Well, let's see if we can continue the momentum here. Down a run.
Yeah,
See if we can at least get on base.
Seen this offense explode many times this year. Scored as much as 17 in a game back very early in the season. Now the 0-1 pitch into Pierce. He watches that one for a ball. Count moves to 1-1. Brandon, is there anything else you wanted to say about the Salvation Army in particular that you wanted people to know?
Yeah. One of the special parts about the Salvation Army is that whether you're a volunteer or whether let's even donate at one of our red kettles during the Christmas season, you'll walk into a store, you hear the ringing from the parking lot, and you know what's coming. Anytime you're a part of the Salvation Army, you're a part of a family. And so if there's anyone out there who's listening who is inspired maybe a little bit and wants to learn more and wants to come and join our team, whether as a volunteer, as an employee, or just want to come take a tour, come find us on our website. I'd love to grab some coffee with you, host you on a tour, show you all the amazing work our team does, and how much more we can do with their help.
So a 3-1 count to Dennis Pierce. He hits that one high into the air towards right field. Out on it is Check. In on it is the Corey. It's going to drop in the middle of all three of them. Pierce on his horse to second base, and a 2-out double extends the inning to Graham Brown. A Deerhead double-decker double, and these Otters love to hit with 2 outs. I'll tell you what.
Yes, they do. Looked almost like a pop-up for a little bit there. Ended up dropping there in the right field. Pretty good-looking hit.
That's Graham Brown, who also already has a home run in this game, one of the 4 from the Otters. Graham Brown, I've mentioned this a couple of times, a Coastal Carolina Chanticleer. He played 3 seasons there. They're
okay
in the championship series of the Men's College World Series.
Yes,
They've won, I think it was 25 straight games now.
Something
Incredible
like
run. Incredible run.
They're a hot team. Baseball is a sport that when you get a little bit of a spark, you don't know how far it can carry you. Sometimes it's 20 games, 30 games. Sometimes it takes you all the way to the title. I think Coastal Carolina's hoping that here.
So Tom Vaith will come out and get his pitcher. That is going to be it for Di Valerio, who couldn't get it going. He's having some words with the home plate umpire there. Say, Brandon, it's been a lot of fun. And do you want to stay on for the end of this inning?
Sure, let's do it.
Right.
You'll have me.
Sure. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Jake Carroll, the next pitcher for the Wild Things, with Jummer Hernandez still behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. So Jake Carroll, the lefty out of the bullpen, enters with a 6.43 ERA. In his last outing, he went an inning and a third against Joliet, where he gave up 3 runs on a hit, a couple of walks. And now he faced Graham Brown, who already has a home run in this game. So, Brandon, hopefully we get some more good luck here.
That's right.
Otters with the tying run at second base.
That's right. Good pitcher on the mound, 6+ ERA. I like those numbers for the Otters.
First pitch to the Otters center fielder. Takes that one low and away for ball 1. Graham Brown, who exploded as one of the many first-year players in this offense. Guys like him, J.T. Benson, Keenan Taylor, all of them with home runs, all in their rookie professional season. I should say J.T. Benson in his second season, but he's still 23 like those other 2 guys.
Oh, to be 23 again. Those were the days.
Next pitch to Brown is taken high for a ball. Count at 2-0.
I like that Brown isn't chasing anything. Got one upstairs, got one downstairs. Not swinging, just letting the pitches flow in.
Brown entering with a .379 on base percentage. The 2-0 pitch swung through that one. He's behind 2-1, or ahead 2-1 rather. With Dennis Pierce on second base, the tying run, Graham Brown, the go-ahead run in this game that already has seen 19 runs scored, and we're only in the third inning. Now the 2-1 pitch. That one lifted high in the air into left field. Back on it is Lagrange to the track, to the wall. It's gone! Graham Brown's second home run of the game. And the Otters all of a sudden have the lead, 11-10.
Ladies and gentlemen, Graham Brown.
Carroll left that pitch a little bit low and away, but Brown went to get it.
Right fielder, number
Gives the Otters the lead. Now it's JT Benson up to the plate.
He dug down in there for that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Beautiful swing right over a left porch.
Mentioned a pretty heavy wind going right to left that's able to pull some of those balls out of the park. That pitch taken for a strike. Benson starts behind 0-1. Benson 1 for 1 on the day with that home run, has also drawn a walk. Pierce and Brown both had 3 runs last night. They already have 3 runs in this game scored.
Another hitter with a 3+ average. I like it.
That one is fouled off. That is out of play. Count moves to 1-1. I think what Benson's done since the moment he got here, he signed right before the season started and just immediately was able to find his way to get on base. He's a very fast runner, so once he gets on base, threat to steal the bases. He's been a lot of fun to watch this year.
Guys like that, they get into the pitcher's heads.
0-2 pitch up the middle. Wilder on the move. Throw to first in time for out number 3, but the Otters put up 5 to take the lead back. They lead 11-10 as we head to the third. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us. And
Thanks for having me.
it was a great time. It was a great conversation, and wish you the best of luck for everything, obviously for today, but for the rest of the time around Salvation Army, and hopefully you guys get some new recruits.
Yeah, that's right. And hopefully the Otters, with this new lead that they've dug in, let's see if we can hold on to it.
You're listening to the Otters on the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Welcome back to a very high-scoring game here at Bosse Field here tonight. 11-10. Not entering the 8th, not entering the 9th. We're entering the top of the 4th inning here at Bosse Field between Evansville and Washington. I'm Riley Angel alongside my partner Lucas Macklin. Boy, oh boy, this one has been full of ups and downs through the first 3. We'll see how this fourth inning treats us as it's Tommy Caulfield to begin.
Yeah, now Gonzalez back on the mound. Hopefully he can settle in here and get a quick inning, get those bats back up because the Otters have been hot at the plate. The Wild Things, they had a big inning last inning, but it felt more like of chance. Obviously, Pavin Parks with that mistake at shortstop. It feels like with Yoan and with what we've seen out of some of this bullpen, hopefully he can kind of lock in and start shutting down this Washington team and hold a lead here. And then the Otters hopefully maybe add on to it as well.
1-0 pitch from Gonzalez. Bins in there for a strike, 1-1. So far, 7 total home runs already today. 5 of them coming off the bats of Evansville Otters, 2 for Washington. The 1-1 misses on the inner half. It's 2-1 now. Boy, oh boy, I mean, again, usually when a team scores so much, the first game, 2-1 misses low. You don't really expect them to explode offensively the next night, too. 11 runs in 3 innings. 3-1. Misses low, ball 4, so Caulfield reaches via the leadoff walk.
You know, we'll see how Gonzalez responds. It felt like once he got into the windup last inning, he really started to feel comfortable. But when he was pitching out of the stretch, he seemed to struggle a little bit, and that's where the hard hits came off of when he was in the stretch.
Here's Tyreek Reed. Reed steps in, going 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch in the third, was one of the 8 runs to come across for Washington. Yesterday, he struggled as well, went 0 for 3 with a walk, so hitless so far in the series. Power bat, though, in the middle of this order is the first pitch. Is in there for a strike, 0-1. 6 homers on the year, 28 RBI. Second on the team in both of those categories, only behind the all-time franchise leader for Washington in homers, Andrew Check, who has 10 homers, 34 RBI. 35 now. The 0-1 gets behind Logan Brown, and swiping second base will be Caulfield. Counting 1-1.
I didn't say this on the broadcast in the last inning because I was in the middle of an interview, but gotta say, our guy Q called the Graham Brown home run.
He absolutely did. Hey, that's 2 called homers tonight. We need the press box to start saying some more. A ball and a strike to Tyreek Reed. The pitch from Gonzalez. Swung on, fought off foul the opposite way down the right field line, and it gets overhead. Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. So 1-2 the count now to Reed. He's had a frustrating couple of days. Gonzalez leans in, sets, hands just above the belt, the pitch. Swung on, bounced to third, but wide of the bag. Stays at 1-2. Decent Wednesday night crowd on deck here, and boy, they're witnessing a lot here tonight. Reminder, tomorrow we have a double header thanks to a rainout earlier this season. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled right back. Good battle here from Reed. So this one a 4-game set, so either way, no matter who wins here tonight, does not clinch a series victory. The 1-2. Swung on, high, pop-up first base side. L.J. Jones hustling towards the bullpen area, and it's just out of his reach. So a good fight here from Reed with 2 strikes. Still nobody out, top 4, 11-10, Evansville in front. 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third for Evansville. For Washington, it was 2 in the second, 8 in the third. That's how they've gotten their 10. The 1-2. Time call. Never mind. Sun beginning to set, entering the twilight hour. About an hour and a half into this contest. Clouds all around us here at Bosse Field. With an interesting day of weather here on this Wednesday. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled right back. Will do it again.
A couple of these, he's just barely made contact on him.
A ball, 2 strikes still. Infield straight up, same with the outfield. Reed, the right-handed batter, awaits the offering from Gonzalez. Swung on, high fly ball deep to left. See ya. Washington leads 12-11. Well, we continue this seesaw battle. An up and in fastball that Tyreek Reed absolutely did not miss. And they immediately take their lead back. It's 12-11.
First baseman, 28, Andrew Check.
Here comes Andrew Check, another power threat. Well, I guess no lead is safe tonight. The ball is just jumping out of this place. The first pitch to Check is low. Count 1 ball, no strikes.
Nolan Thebe jumps up and he goes to work in the bullpen.
1-0. Misses outside, 2-0. Man, and now you start to wonder, with both of these bullpens being taxed and still having to play a weekend series, the 2-0. Up and away, 3-0. Who is going to be that all-important inning eater in a game like tonight where nobody wants to make an out? 3-0 pitch. Low ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk to Andrew Check after the homer. So a walk, a homer, and another walk begins this
Left
4th
fielder,
inning.
6, Wagner Lagrange.
Brings up Wagner Lagrange, right-handed hitter. Man, I'll tell you what, my scorebook is a mess right now, just through the first 4 innings. First pitch to Lagrange. Swung on and missed out in front. No balls and a strike. Lagrange, open stance on that right side. The pitch. Swung on, chopper to third, but drifting foul, now 0-2. So Yoan able to get ahead of these couple of batters that he hasn't walked. See if he can finish the job this time. As against Reed, he gave up that 2-run homer. The 0-2. Swung on, fouled right back.
Feels like everyone in this game so far, they may be able to get out in front, but they just are struggling to find a way to get these guys out. And right now it's no different for Yoan.
The 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Yoan Gonzalez with his 3rd German-American Bank strikeout. First out of this 4th inning. And here's Ethan Wilder, who is 1 for 1, a 2-run homer, and an RBI walk. So 3 RBI already for him. Check, very small lead at first. I doubt he's going anywhere. The pitch. Binder finds the outside half for a strike. It's 0-1. Yoan shakes once, now agrees with Brown, sets. Out of the stretch, the 0-1. Checked his swing. Did he go around? He absolutely did, says first base umpire David Ortiz. Not that David Ortiz. The Frontier League umpire David Ortiz. 0-2 the count.
I would say arguably more well-known the Frontier League umpire.
I'd agree. Swung on and missed, strike 3.
That's a German-American Bank.
4th German-American Bank strikeout now for Yoan Gonzalez. So after that bit of a blemish at the beginning of this inning, a couple of strikeouts to recover. Here comes Jeff LaCory. Bases clearing, 3 RBI double. The last inning in the 3rd, part of that big 8-run 3rd inning for Washington. First pitch he sees of this at-bat is inside. Tried to get him chasing on the back foot. It's 1-0. Runner on first, 2 outs, top 4, 12-11. Washington in front. The pitch. Strike on the outer half, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch now. Swung on, bounced foul right behind the dish. It's 1-2. Not the only high-scoring game in the league tonight, but the other ones are blowouts. 19-1 Sussex County in front of Ottawa. 11-2 Trois-Rivières over Brockton, and 14-1 Tri-City over Down East. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive, up the middle, base hit. That's going to split the gap in right center. Rounding second, heading for third, and getting there standing is check. So runners on the corners now with 2 away here in the top of the 4th.
Center fielder 2, Caden
Man,
Morton.
no pitcher in this game can seem to catch a break. 1 final already. 6-4 New Jersey over Lake Erie. That one getting finished in 2 hours, 23 minutes. Here's Caden Morton. First pitch he sees is swung on, popped in the air, fairly deep left center field. Racing to it is Taylor. Back on it, Brown makes the catch, running to the track. So we end the inning and we go to the bottom of the 4th, 12-11 Washington. You're listening on the Otters Digital Network at 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Time to score some more runs. I mean, you'd think 11 is enough, but it is not here tonight. 12-11 Washington in front. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up. It'll be Pavin Parks, L.J. Jones, Keenan Taylor, the 3-do. Evansville offensively has been so good the last 2 nights. Tonight, they're in the midst of a slugfest where it seems like every fly ball is leaving the yard or at least getting close. We'll see how this offense does here.
Yeah, and even that ball off the bat of Morton didn't really feel like it was going to be a long, deep fly ball, but it got basically to the track. That Brown had to really run for it. That wind is playing a big role in these balls right now.
Shortstop, number 13, Pavin Parks.
So Pavin Parks, the batter. Now, one factor is with the humidity today, with all the storms in the area, that can also help the ball travel a little farther than usual. That's the first pitch here to Pavin Parks. Thought about it, didn't go around and left it a little low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Jake Carroll still on the bump. Carroll, the left-hander, looks into Hernandez behind the plate and sets, fires. That one finds his own, 1-1. So a ball, a strike, nobody out. Infield playing Parks to pull. Third baseman Caulfield way off the line. The pitch. Swung on line drive, snagged on a hop by Ethan Wilder. Leaping up into the air and catching the liner to rob Pavin Parks of a hit.
And that is an unfortunate way to go down there. That was 104 off the bat, a liner, but Wild are able to get up there. And Rob, you mentioned Rob Pavin of a hit,
L.J. Jones.
get a big out number 1.
Those are the type of outs that seems like both of these defenses are going to have to make to even get an out. Now here's L.J. Jones, who takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Man, oh man. No balls, a strike and out. The pitch. Swung on, fouled back and overhead. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. 0-2. It kind of reminds me of the World Series with Houston and LA. What was that, game 5, I think, of that series in Houston? That went 10 innings. Crazy offense. Back and forth. The 0-2. Swung on, popped in the air, and foul again. Count stays.
Yeah, I was watching that game, and I fell asleep. Not because it wasn't exciting, but because it was late, and I got tired. I remember waking up being shocked that the Astros had won.
The 0-2. Swung on, fouled right back. It was a crazy game. I'm going to try and find how long that game lasted.
That was before the days of the pitch clock as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and 2 the count. And the pitch to Jones. Swung on, fouled back, count stays. So here it is. 5 hours, 17 minutes was the length of that one.
I told you, I tried staying up for it. I fell asleep on my living room couch.
And that final was only 13-12 in 10. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball. Pretty well struck left field. Back, deep, see ya! 12-12. L.J. Jones, his first of the year. Why not tonight?
It's not technically a call, but I just want to say our best friend and boss, Matt Will's wife, Kat, did say felt like L.J. Jones was about to hit a home run. Is that a call? Does that count as a call?
I think it counts.
I think it counts as a call.
Middle slider, did not miss it. And this game just continues to impress. Here's Keenan Taylor. He's already homered tonight. 2 for 2. First pitch he sees. Swung on, line drive, left field line, and foul into the seats, 0-1. No balls, a strike and out. 12-12, bottom 4. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. So Taylor trying to battle back from 0-2. Here it is. High, 1-2. Man, and now you look back to that leaping catch that Wilder made it short. Evansville could be up right now, 13-12. The pitch. Swung on, fouled right back onto the catcher, Hernandez. Count stays 1-2. And man, if Hernandez goes down, who do you have catching for Washington? I mean,
whoever they think can catch the best out of the rest of the players, because they don't have a catcher right behind them right now. Keenan Taylor came in with a .626 slugging percentage. That's probably gone up. It was good enough for second best in the Frontier League. Now the trainer's going to come out and check on Hernandez, or give him a drink. Hot, humid day.
I think that's more of a, trick to try and probably give him some more time, recover from it. Taylor awaits the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So the first strikeout for Jake Carroll, second out of the inning, brings up a Logan Brown.
The catcher, number 28, Logan Brown.
Logan Brown, left-handed hitter. The first pitch he sees is a bender that just misses low. So Evansville with 6 homers tonight. The all-time franchise record for the team for homers in a game is 7. The 1-0 swung on, fought off foul the opposite way, 1-1. So I think we're officially on watch for that. We're only in the 4th inning.
Might be on watch for runs scored. That one's 28. A little bit. That one's a little bit to go, but just saying.
And both of those records were scored on the same day, August 20th, 05, the 1-1. Swung on, foul tipped, 1-2.
You also could be on watch for the most runs allowed in an Otters game.
Hopefully we're not on watch for the longest game time, which is 7 hours, 5 minutes.
I don't think that's possible in pitch clock era.
It's probably true.
It'd be a lot. It'd be like 50-50.
That would have to be the score. Have to be.
Because there's also no extra innings past the 10th inning.
True. 1-2 fouled back. And that one was set all the way back in 01. One and two, the count. 2 outs. The pitch. Checked his swing high, did not go around. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the Otters catcher tonight and Logan Brown. The pitch. Called strike, 3, outer half. Tough break, but the second strikeout for Carroll gets him out of the inning. Tied at 12. Going to the 5th. You're listening on the Otters Digital Network on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library.
It's still Yohan Gonzalez out there for another inning of work. We'll see how he does here. It's been a long one, to say the least. 12-12 is the score here, and only the top of the 5th inning. You know, at least it's been a long game, but it's been a high-scoring, fun game, back and forth. A lot of emotional ups and downs. We'll see if those continue here in this Buffalo Wild Wings 5th inning. Remember, fans, it's back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries Mondays through Thursdays, now including traditional wings. That's right. All the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce. Just $19.99 for boneless, $24.99 for traditional. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details. Jamer Hernandez stands in. The first pitch he sees. Up and in. Had him leaning back and now on the ground. 1-0. A ball, no strikes, nobody out. 12-12, top 5. The pitch. Outside, it's 2-0.
They sat down Phoebe, so there's no one in the bullpen right now for the Otters. They really want to see if Yohan can give them another inning. Again, we're only in the 5th. So you got to try to find a way to work out this bullpen. And with the reminder, this is only the second game of 7 in a 6-day period.
The pitch. Swung on, popped up foul, first base side, 2-1. Plus, he got the drive up to Joliet. A Joliet team that has been playing pretty well as of late. Next pitch that Jommer sees as a strike on the up and away corner. And Joliet getting a quasi day off with the postponement tonight.
They will play 2 games tomorrow, hopefully.
2-2 foul tipped.
But those are only 7-inning games.
True.
So you get a couple innings off, about 4 innings off.
Speaking of, Evansville playing 2 7-inning games tomorrow against this Washington team, beginning at 5:05 for a double Thirsty Thursday.
Tri-City and Sussex are competing to see who can score the most runs in their game. Sussex at 19, Tri-City at 20.
Oof. The 2-2. Swung on, foul tip dribbler right back up to Gonzalez. I guess it wasn't foul as Gonzalez tosses over to first for the out.
I think it was close to hitting him, but I think it missed out just in front.
We'll take it. Here's Cale Chatham.
I'll say Hernandez didn't act like it hit him, so I assume it didn't.
Chatham, the first pitch he sees is taken for a strike, 0-1. And with the Sussex County and Tri-City both scoring 19 and 20, it is to note they are blowing out their opponents. Usually when you score that many runs, you're pretty safe. The 0-1 in there for a strike as lightning flashes in the background, 0-2. Not tonight for either of these teams, though. They've each scored 12, and they're going to have to work for a win tonight. The 0-2 pitch. Misses outside. It's 1-2.
Just to note, the Otters are 4-0 when they score 10 plus, but they're also 1-3 when their opponent scores 10 plus. So something's got to break.
1-2. Outside 2-2. Yeah, that trend definitely has to. One of those trends has to fail tonight. Top 5, 12-12, the score. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Ugly swing from Cale Chatham. Another German-American Bank strikeout for Yohan Gonzalez, his 5th.
That's our Hoosier Lottery strikeout batter of the game. Congratulations.
Now Tommy Caulfield.
To sections J and K. On the Hoosier Lottery coupons, play ball with the Hoosier Lottery. Please play responsibly. Third baseman for Tommy Caulfield.
Caulfield, left-handed hitter, now stands in. He is 1 for 2. The pitch. Binder does not catch the top shelf. 1-0. Walked in the 4th, doubled in the 3rd, and grounded out to short all the way back in the 1st inning. The 1-0. That one finds the corner. 1-1. Man, usually I say this in like the 9th, but man, that 1st inning feels like a long time ago. The 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Infield straight up, same with the outfield. 2-1 the count. The pitch. Swung on, grounded hard, foul towards the Evansville bullpen. 2-2. Caulfield, the Wild Things' 3rd baseman, stands back in and awaits the 2-2 offering from Gonzalez. Here it is. High, count full. The pitch. Down and away, ball 4. Second walk drawn from Caulfield brings up the 3-hole hitter and Tyreek Reed.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want right there. These 2-out walks are the ones that kill you because now you extend the inning and almost feels like a free at-bat here for Reed.
Reed homered to the moon in the fourth. That to retake Evansville for a lead. The pitch, runner goes in there for a strike. Throw down from Brown is not in time. Stolen base for Tommy Caulfield. Count 0-1 to Tyreek.
Now it's Stevie back up in the bullpen as he re-warms up.
So meeting has concluded. No balls, a strike, 2 outs, runner on second base is the go-ahead run. The pitch. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Gonzalez trying to escape with a tie game here in this fifth. The 1-1. Outside 2-1. Gonzalez agrees with Brown and sets. Out of the stretch, here it is. That one finds the corner on the inner half on the bender. 2-2. A game of ups, extreme downs, extreme ups again. As time is called. Just an emotional roller coaster only halfway through.
You really, really want to be able to get out of this inning without allowing a run. Get those bats back up with the chance to take the lead without having to play from behind.
And the 2-2. Swung on, high fly ball, pretty well struck left center field. Back on it, Taylor, near the track, near the wall, makes the catch up against the wall. Tyreek Reed barely missing another go-ahead blast, but we escape. 12-12 the score on the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Here in the bottom of the fifth, boy, oh boy, what a ball game we've had so far. Evansville finally able to get a scoreless inning in the top half of this fifth frame. A reminder, fans, that it's back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries Monday through Thursday, now including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce. Just $19.99 for boneless, $24.99 for traditional. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details. Bottom of the fifth inning, 12-12. It's David Mindham, J.J. Cruz, Dennis Pierce, the 3-2.
That was the first half inning since the top of the first inning where a team did not score in their half of the inning.
In an offensively full day today. Mindom taking outside for ball one. Mindom drew a walk in the third. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, dribbler foul. First base side, 1-1. We've dodged the weather all day. To make way for this one, and it's been entertaining. 1-1 pitch. Misses inside, 2-1. Mindom, a guy who has such good approach and just controls the strike zone so well, the 2-1. Strike inner half, 2-2. Oozes confidence at the play, that's for sure. And boy, the Wild Things are playing 3 infielders on the right side to prevent the pull from it.
Mindom is a guy who definitely pulls more often than he doesn't, but at the same time, he also does a good job at being able to put it into left field, especially if that pitch is in the outer half of the zone. He can put it into left field. He's done it plenty of times.
2-2. Low, 3-2. So Mindom doing what he does best and working a good at-bat.
But the reason it makes sense to do it on the infield is usually when he does that, it is in the air. He usually puts it in the air to left field. When it's on the ground, oftentimes it is a pull situation.
3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The pitch. Outside ball 4, so David Mindom works a leadoff walk here in this 5th. Can't say I expected anything different from him.
Talk about picking up where you left off. That's 2 walks on the night. Does it so well. 11 walks to only 5 strikeouts this year. It's an incredible ability just to be able to draw that walk.
Here's J.J. Cruz putting one into the stratosphere in the 3rd to make it reachable. Lefty v. lefty matchup. The pitch. Swung on and missed out in front. 0-1. So now every Otter in the lineup tonight with at least 1 home run on the season. Cruz hitting his first and LJ hitting his first tonight. The 0-1 pitch from Carroll. Checked his swing, did not go around, and was low, 1-1. Mindom, slight lead at first, nothing crazy, and now getting a little further out. The 1-1. Swung on and missed out in front again on the bender, 1-2. That storm out in left center field continuing to rage, but we're dry here at Bosse. A ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom 5, 12-12. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to first, fielded by Chet. Goes to second for 1. The flip over to first, not in time. So a fielder's choice as Cruz beats it out.
And Chet thought about going to tag first, but eventually thought better of it. And I do wonder if potentially, especially, Mindom just coming back off a knee injury, could have potentially gone and tagged second or tagged first and still got Mindom at second.
Now Dennis Pierce, he's 3 for 3 tonight. 2 singles and a double. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Boy, he took a hack at it, 0-1.
He was trying to join the home run parade.
Well, he certainly has the power to do it. Seen that already this year. He has had such a hot start. It's been impressive. 0-1. High, 1-1.
So obviously it's still very early for him in this year, but with the game today, he's pushed his average up to 429 so far. He came in with an 833 slugging.
Count even at 1 apiece. Cruz at first. Bottom 5, 12-12. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Another high one that he took a big hack at. 1-2. Graham Brown on deck. He has 2 homers on the day already. 2 two-run shots. The pitch. Swung on, fouled right back into the netting. It's still 1-2. Quite the explosive second game of this 4-game set. That's to say the very least. Carroll, the left-hander, sets and out of the stretch. The 1-2 after a deep breath. Swung on, popped him up left side of the infield. In on it is Caulfield. Makes the catch, 2 away. Here's Graham Brown. 2 for 3. Has reached on an error, homered twice. 4 RBI for him. First pitch he sees from the lefty is outside, 1-0. Certainly wouldn't be surprised if they pitched him carefully. But then again, you have JT Benson on deck, who is almost just as dangerous. Graham Brown calls time. Seems to have gotten something in his eye. Now resets on the right side. Next pitch he sees is swung on and hit in the air to shallow right, near the line. Racing in is LaCory, makes the catch for the 3rd out. So how about that? A scoreless inning tonight. Who would have thought? It's 12-12 here on the Otters Digital Network at 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Time for the top of the 6th inning. New pitcher in is Nolan Thebe. He relieves Yohan Gonzalez. Thebe pitched yesterday in the 9th and struck out the side to end that one 12-3. He's looked good.
He's looked really good. The thing he's been able to do his last couple of appearances is control his stuff, because when he can control it, he's shown to be very, very good and very tough to hit, and hopefully we'll see another one of those tonight, and hopefully he can give the Otters a couple of innings, if not more, to really at least try to preserve what bullpen they have.
Yohan Gonzalez exits after going 2 2/3.
By the way, speaking of Buffalo,
Walking 4, striking out 5, giving up 5 hits, and 4 runs coming in against him.
bottomless appetizers as well.
Quite the
Fill up on those cheese sticks.
eventful first 5 innings. 12 runs across, only 1 scoreless frame total. 3 scoreless half innings. And a boatload of home runs. Evansville, if you're just joining us, scored in the 4th, the 2nd, the 5th, and They scored 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Washington 2 in the second, 8 in the third, 2 in the fourth. That's how we're deadlocked at 12 through 5 innings. Here's Andrew Check. 1 for 2, a walk and an RBI single. Thebe with his first pitch of the day is down and away for a ball, 1-0. Thebe working exclusively out of the stretch and quickly. The 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. Sets his hands belt high as he swipes at the rubber. Now stands in the center of it. Hands belt high, rhythmic taps of the front foot before he begins his motion. Deep breath, the 2-0. 3-0. Wind is whipping that flag out in center to left center field. Pretty much anything hit out that way has been to the warning track at least. 3-0. Bullseye, 3-1. Three balls, a strike, nobody out. The pitch. Swung on, fouled right back, 3-2. Check has struck out tonight. That was all the way back in the second. Check calls time. Infield playing him to pull. Huge hole up the middle. JJ Cruz in shallow right. The 3-2. Swung on, ripped down the first base line and foul. Still 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swung on, high pop-up right side. Should be playable. Under it, LJ Jones. Makes the catch, 1 away.
And what a way to fight back from Thebe there. Started 3-0 against Czech, but battled back, got him to pop that one out, and a huge out number 1 to hopefully set him up in the right direction for this outing.
So Quebec was trailing New York, but the Capitales were able to tie it up at 4 and then immediately were suspended due to rain. Schaumburg and Gateway sort of in the same boat. They're still delayed, not quite suspended yet. As now the first pitch to Lagrange is in there for a strike, 0-1. Schaumburg, though, huge game against Gateway, 14-5 they lead it. We do have another final as the 0-1 pitch from Thebe is low, 1-1.
It was just 7-5. What happened?
Oh,
They went off.
Yeah, they certainly scored a lot.
Pitching in the Frontier League does not exist tonight.
No. I mean, and that's the other final, 19-3 Sussex County over Ottawa. The 1-1 swung on, popped him up, foul, 1-2. Then in the bottom of the ninth, this one's pretty much over. 20-1, Tri-City over Down East. Make that 20-2. Down East just scored.
Down East is fighting back.
Don't count him out just yet. The 1-2. Swung on, grounded off his foot, and foul. Well, it stays at 1-2.
No, you can count him out at just one final.
Well, there you go. 20-2 the final. Tri-City over Down East.
They tried.
They did certainly try. Three Rivers currently holds a lead over Brockton, 13-2 in the top of the ninth. So I have a feeling deep into the night, Evansville, Washington will be the last Frontier League game to go final. Just a sneaking suspicion.
It depends if Schaumburg and Gateway come back to play tonight. You don't know.
The 1-2. Swung on, bouncing ball past the reaching glove of the third baseman Pierce for a single into left. A one-out hit for
Shortstop,
Lagrange.
Ethan Wilder.
It is true. I mean, Schaumburg and Gateway could continue their game. Has yet to officially be suspended in Gateway in St. Louis. Man, they got hammered by some storms earlier today as well. Here's Ethan Wilder. 1 for 2. 3 RBI day for him. A homer, a strikeout, the pitch. High. 1-0. What an odd game. 1-0 pitch. Pickoff move to first. No play. No one in either pin, so it looks like Carroll will stay on the bump in the 7th, or the bottom of the 6th, as the 1-0 is swung on and missed. Tied him up 1-1. Good amount of fans are sticking this one out, though. Got to give it to them. A ball, a strike, and out. 12-12, top 6. And the pitch, swung on, fouled right back. It's 1-2. Evansville trying to get another game back from Washington. As the 1-2 pitch. Up and away, it's 2-2. Currently, Evansville stands 3.5 games back. This would put them at 2.5, and with the Lake Erie loss, would put them just a game back of Lake Erie as well. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul right side. Man, nobody wants to go away easy tonight.
That has been the story of this game on both sides of the ball, is just fighting with 2 strikes, really. That and the long ball.
Yeah, it's been a big part. 2-2 once again. Pickoff throw to first. That's his second disengagement. The pitch. Swung on, popped up, first base side. Over to it is Jones in foul territory, makes the catch. 2 away. Now Jeff LaCory.
On those jerseys, 2 minutes, 2 wall.
If you want to
Right fielder,
kind of
Jeff LaCory.
comparison with how long this game's been going already, they're doing a dash auction for the retro jerseys. Most of them usually end perfectly around the 9th inning, maybe even after. This one's almost already over, and we're in the top of the 6th.
Certainly been a night. That one's outside, 1-0.
Remember last year I was bidding on a Beersy, which I won.
Let's go.
It ended basically like an out left in the game.
Not tonight.
No.
The 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1. You wanted a game-worn jersey, you're going to get a game-worn jersey, that's for sure.
Unless it's like a Braden Scott jersey.
True, then it's not necessarily game-worn.
Actually, technically, Justin Felix is wearing the 8, which would be traditionally, I don't know.
Oh, well. The 1-1. Runner goes, bounced in front of Logan Brown, so no chance. Go-ahead run now at second base after Lagrange swipes it. Home plate umpire messing with his mask. Seems to be having some issues with it. Now all the umpires are going to converge to home plate and try and make sure that his mask is all good. Looks like we're fine to go, so. Back to baseball. 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Top 6, 12-12. Runner on second base for Washington. Yeah, you heard me right. Don't worry. It's 12-12 in the top of the 6th. Goodness. The 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. Also for reference, my Cleveland Guardians are playing on the West Coast this week. They are with San Francisco, and then they go to, Sacramento for the Athletics as the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So I won't finish that thought as we go to the bottom of the 6th. 12-12, a scoreless 6th inning for Thebe. You're listening on the Otters Digital Network, 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
Back here at Bosse Field here in Evansville, Indiana. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning, 12-12 to score. Still Jake Carroll out there for another inning of work in relief of Jordan D. Valerio, who only went 2 2/3, giving up 8 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them being earned, 4 strikeouts. It'll be J.T. Benson, Pavin Parks, L.J. Jones, the 3-2 up. See how this bottom of the 6th goes for Evansville. They were held scoreless in a half inning for the first time in the 5th. Once again, Evansville trying to battle against this first place Washington team, who they are 3.5 games behind. Evansville has won 3 in a row coming into this game. Believe it or not, longest win streak in the Frontier League, held by this Evansville Otters squad. So take that for what you will. First pitch to J.T. Benson, up and in for a strike. 0-1.
Questionable indeed, as your tone would indicate.
Yeah. 0-1 the pitch. Down and in for a ball, 1-1. Pavin Parks on deck is the one of 2 Evansville Otters without a hit tonight. He should have a hit, but was robbed by Ethan Wilder. But Benson, the batter currently. The 1-1. Strike, 1-2 on the up and away corner. So Benson gonna have to battle from behind. Action in the Evansville pen. As the 1-2 pitch swung on, fouled right back. It stays at 1-2. That is Casey Delgado up and loosening for Evansville. He can go multiple innings, so we'll see if that's the plan for him here when we get to the top of the 7th. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2.
Ooh, I think that one caught maybe the shin or ankle of the home plate umpire. He's comes up a bit gimpy.
Gives himself some time. Looks like the calf area as he's rubbing it now. We'll go back to the plate.
Phoebe, a guy that could go, he has got multiple innings before, so especially in a game like this where you kind of want to stretch out your bullpen. Wouldn't be shocking to see if they go with him, but again, Delgado, a former starter. If he goes in there, he could easily finish the last 3 innings, especially if he's on right.
The 2-2. High, 3-2. So Benson working a good AB here. Bottom 6, 3-2 the count. 12-12 the score. Carroll sets the left-hander, delivers the payoff. Swung on high, pop-up left field. In on it is Lagrange. Going back now and makes the catch. 1 away.
That one almost overcarried where he was at, but he was able to recover and bring it in.
Now Pavin Parks. 0 for 3, has struck out a couple of times, was robbed of a hit by Ethan Wilder's leaping grab at short. See what the left-hander does against the left-handed pitcher. The pitch. Inside, 1-0.
Talk about the rain in Chicago. Both games that were supposed to be played in Chicago both got delayed. In the MLB.
Well, how about that?
Should mention.
The 1-0. 2-0 now, inside. I mean, we're talking about it. Why not give us some MLB scores here? As Pavin Parks awaits the 2-0. Low, 3-0. Red Sox without Rafi Devers beating the Mariners 3-1. Giants with Rafi Devers losing to my Guardians 1-0 at the end of the first.
I thought you meant the game was over.
Oh, I wish. Hey, we beat them last night. 3-2, the 3-0. Swung on high, pop-up right field, fairly shallow. Racing in is LaCourie, and he will make the catch, 2 away. Reds currently over the Twins in the bottom of the third, 3-1.
First baseman, number 20, L.J. Jones.
Did the Cardinals have an off day today?
Game was rained out. They were supposed to play the White
Rained out.
Sox.
How about, all right.
As well as the Cubs and Brewers game got rained out as well.
Royals over the Rangers at the top of the 7th, 4-3. There you go, Matt Will. First pitch now to L.J. Jones. High fly ball, fairly deep center field. Back on it, Morton. Near the track, near the wall, and he makes the catch right at the 400 sign at the deepest part of the park. Anywhere else, it's 13-12 Evansville, but instead, it's still 12-12. We in the 6th here on the Otters Digital Network on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
New pitcher for the Otters is Casey Delgado. Delgado on the mound, Logan Brown behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery, as always, is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So Delgado enters from the bullpen, as we mentioned, was a 10-game starter last year for the Otters, where he had a 2.88 ERA. This year has only pitched in an inning and a couple and 2/3, and in his last outing gave up 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning. He struggled there, but hopefully he comes in tonight and can lock it down and keep the Otters tied.
Hopefully. I mean, obviously this offense for Washington has been really good, but both of them have been held scoreless in each of the past 2 innings. So now all of a sudden we go to the back third of this game, and it's basically 0-0, right? All this scoring, but no one able to take the lead. So at this point, it's the bullpen's job to come in and lock it down so the offense can hopefully give you an advantage late in the late stages.
It's Caden Morton to meet him first. He's 1 for 3. That one hit was a 2-run home run. He squares around a bunt, puts it up right in front of Brown. He's going to go and get it. Throw first is in time for out number 1. What a play by Logan Brown. And it looks like LJ Jones maybe got hit by Morton on the way in there with his glove hand.
Oh, and that would not be good for this Evansville team. LJ Jones, such a core piece of this offense.
That is a tough one as he sees the trainer now. She comes out to examine it, make sure he's okay. Remember my young childhood watching Albert Pujols get hurt on a play like that. I think it was more about the hand than it was. I actually don't know if Morton hit him. I think maybe something else happened. It's tough to see. It's a short replay. But either way, looks like he'll be staying in the game, although he is still showing some pain there.
And if it's some sort of sprain of the wrist, I've dealt with something similar. A sprained wrist, it almost feels like your wrist is going numb, but every time you bend over and blood rushes to the area, it's just a sharp, stinging pain.
First pitch to the catcher, Jammer Hernandez is taken in the dirt.
So it almost feels necessary to bend over and relieve that blood flow to stop that pain. And if that's what it is, he's certainly dealing with some discomfort over there at first.
So Hernandez in the right-handed batter's box, 0 for 2 on the night. Did draw a walk earlier. That pitch low as well, and he's behind Hernandez 2-0. Delgado, the 34-year-old veteran pitcher out of Miami, Florida. Played 2 seasons at Austin Peay all the way back in 2012 and 2013. Hernandez hits that one high into the air. Cruz on his way out. In to get it is JT Benson. He'll call off Cruz and bring it in for out number 2 of this inning. So good to get back after being down 2-0 to get that out. And quickly there are 2 away for the leadoff hitter, Cale Chatham.
32, Cale Chatham.
Chatham, one of only 2 Wild Things with hitters without a hit in this game, but he has reached and scored in this one. First pitch taken for a strike. He's 0-1. Reached on a fielder's choice. Came around to score on the Tyreek Reed home run. Also struck out twice. 0-1 pitch. Bender just misses high. Count evens up at 1. Chatham in the series 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. He has drawn a walk, but it has not been a great series for him. Even in a game where it feels like everyone's hitting the ball, he just hasn't. Now the 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Chatham holds up. Count moves to 2-1. Caulfield awaiting on deck with his 1 for 2 night. Now the 2-1 pitch. Chopper, but foul. Count evens up at 2-2. He'll step back into the right-handed batter's box. Chatham has also pitched 3 innings for the Wild Things. It was a start for him. That one's lifted high into the air towards left. On his way back is Taylor. He now comes in on it and brings it in for out number 3. So Delgado comes in, goes 1, 2, 3. It's time to stretch here in Bosse Field. We'll leave Zane Claudefelter with you as he sings the 7th inning stretch with some of the people from Salvation Army.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library.
New pitcher in for the Wild Things, Chad Coles. Coles on the mound. Behind the plate still, John Hernandez. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. Zane wants to let them know that Zane from the Otters sent you. Coles enters this game with a 3.86 ERA. This will be his 7th appearance on the season. But with that being said, he's only pitched in 4 2/3 innings.
Yeah, and Evansville hopefully will be able to give him a run for his money and be able to take a late lead here in this one, let the rest of the bullpen do what they need to do.
So it's Keenan Taylor the first to meet him. First pitch is taken outside for a ball. He moves ahead of him 1-0, and now we're already going to have a conversation. I wonder if there's some kind of miscommunication between Hernandez and Coles.
Maybe a bit of a mix-up on that last pitch. Just want to go through some signs or whatnot.
Coles at home with a 9 ERA, on the road a 0 ERA. I'm not sure if that means he hasn't pitched on the road or if he has a 0 ERA. Well, he has pitched on the road. Made his debut with a two-third of an inning performance against Lake Erie on the road. So he's not given up a run on the road yet this year. Now the 1-0 pitch to Taylor. That one is fouled back. Ooh, on it. It's just fouled it directly back. Count still even at 1. Right-handed batters are 1 for 7 against him. Left-handed batters are 0 for 6. That pitch taken low for a strike. And now Taylor's going to call time as he's behind 1-2. That one up at 96 miles per hour.
Certainly the fastest that Evansville's seen. Keenan wasn't too happy with that last call, but it was right there. Now have to battle with 2 strikes.
Coles looks in, now comes set and delivers the 1-2 pitch into Keenan Taylor. He checked his swing. He did not go. They'll check down at the first base umpire, David Ortiz. Count evens up at 2. Now the 2-2 pitch. Checked his swing again. He did go this time, says the first base umpire, David Ortiz. So a strikeout to start off the inning. And next up will be Logan Brown as he tries to break his way into the hit column. Cole spent 5 years with Youngstown State in the Horizon League. First pitch swinging was Logan Brown. He's behind 0-1. Next pitch runs inside. Count moves to 1-1. While in college, Coles also wrestled for Youngstown State. That pitch runs low and in, and now Logan Brown ahead 2-1. Coles spent 3 years away from baseball between 22 and 25 as Brown fouls that one off and count evens up at 2-2. Then started this year with York, the York Revolution of the Atlantic League, where he had a 6.28 ERA and a 14 1/3 before being acquired by Washington. Count at 2-2 for Logan Brown. The next pitch, that one up and away, and now the count runs full. In his short time here with Washington, he does have a 7.7 walks per 9 rate. Now he's got a full count here to the Otters catcher. That one outside for ball 4, so a 1-out walk for Logan Brown. A Deerhead sidewalk, cafe and bar. And with 1 away, it'll lead to David Mendham, who's already drawn 2 walks in this game. And with that walk, it will extend Logan Brown's current team leading on base streak to 12. So now Mendham will step into the left-handed batter's box as he is 0 for 1, but again, 2 walks on the day. His last 2 at-bats have both been walks. First pitch taken low. That's going to get past the catcher, and Brown's going to take off for second and get in, and now all of a sudden the Otters with a runner in scoring position.
That's big for Evansville. I mean, at this point, I know it's 12-12, but the way these bullpens have been working, it feels like you get one and you're at a supreme advantage at this point. Now you have Mendham up, who has historically been one of your best hitters, and J.J. Cruz, who already has a homer tonight, up next. Good spot of the order.
This is Logan Brown's 12th game. That pitch taken inside for a ball. Count evens up at 1-1. Scratch that. No, this is Logan Brown's 12th game. So a 12 for 12. He's been on in each game he's appeared in. Kind of like what Mendham was. He had been on base every single game up until that Mississippi game. Takes a pitch outside. Count moves to 3-0. Before he exited early due to the injury. Again, a guy who just gets on base all the time, David Mendham. So a 3-0 count to the Otters DH. That one runs inside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks have Otters in first and second with only 1 away. And quickly, Vaith is out from the dugout, but no one warming up. There is someone standing in the bullpen, but not sure if anyone's warmed up. So it's probably just a conversation. As you mentioned, it will lead to J.J. Cruz. 3 straight lefties in this lineup at 7, 8, and 9.
It's also worth noting that Nick McAuliffe is up for Evansville in their pen.
He does have a 2-inning save in this season, so could do it again if the Otters take the lead here. Schaumburg and Gateway back in play. Now Schaumburg has 16. They're up 16-7. It was 9 runs in the 6th for Schaumburg.
Second baseman, number 17, J.J. Cruz.
Meeting over, now Cruz steps into the left-handed batter's box with runners on first and second with only one away in the inning. It was a 3-run home run that jolted the Otters back alive. At that point, made it 10-9. First pitch, checked his swing on a pitch way inside. It does get away from the catcher, but no one advancing. So he starts behind 0-1. That is a tough one. After a 4-pitch walk from Coles where he almost runs in and hits you, you instantly go and swing for it. But now he's behind 0-1, has to battle here. Coles from the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. That bender catches the back door, and now Cruz behind 0-2 has to battle. It was a 2-strike pitch that Cruz sent out of the park. The 0-2 pitch hit hard into center field. Morton is going to move over to his right, to his left rather, and catch it at the warning track. It's going to advance Logan Brown to third. But now it's going to need to be a base hit to get Logan Brown in. And with 2 away, it'll be the leadoff hitter, Dennis Pierce.
Third baseman, number 10, Dennis Pierce.
Pierce has been on fire these last couple of games. 3 for 4 on the night. And now a base hit here would give the Otters a lead with only 2 innings left. Coles looks in, now comes set and delivers. Pierce quickly deep to left center at the wall. It is gone off the scoreboard. Dennis Pierce has put the Otters on top 15-12. 424 feet off the bat, he knew it. Needed a big hit, and he came through in a big way.
Man, this kid is electric. He has been so good to start his Otters tenure, and now that ties the franchise record for home runs in a game as a team with 7. And you're up by 3. Whew.
Now it's Graham Brown. Still 2 away in the inning. He takes that first pitch high for a ball. He starts ahead 1-0. Brown already with 2 home runs in this game. Now the 1-0 pitch. That bender stays high, and he's ahead 2-0. It's 15 runs on 11 hits for the Otters, 12 runs on 10 hits for the Wild Things. Now the 2-0 pitch, swung through. Hefty swing from Brown, but a little bit late on it. Count moves to 2-1. It was a first pitch fastball that Dennis Pierce attacked. And now a 2-1 count to Brown. He hits that one hard and overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. The game had all of a sudden become pitcher friendly.
Yeah.
Back-to-back scoreless innings, then the Otters, their 3rd straight scoreless half inning. That pitch is taken outside. Count runs full. But 3 runs here in the 7th. And even though earlier it felt like leads weren't safe, now with how the pitching has kind of shut them down, maybe it is a much more safer lead. Payoff pitch to Brown outside for ball 4. He'll take a walk. Deerhead Sidewalk, Cafe and Bar.
And especially the way the back end of this bullpen has been this year for Evansville. Certainly feels like 3 runs is enough. But again, you never know with the way this game has been back and forth. Like you said, 3 straight scoreless frames for Evansville pitching. See if that holds. Now
it's JT Benson. Homered all the way back in the first inning of this game as the first pitch takes for a ball. He starts ahead 1-0. He's also drawn a walk, currently standing at 1 for 3 on the day. 1-0 pitch, fouls that one back and count evens up at 1.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Ed's Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Benson stepping back into the right-handed batter's box, awaiting the 1-1 pitch. Watches that one just catch the corner for a strike. Now he's behind 1-2. Benson, one of these 23-year-olds that have exploded this offense for the Otters. That one lasered up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. Back-to-back runners are going to reach, and now with runners on first and second and 2 away, it extends the inning to Paven Parks, who is still searching for his first hit on the night.
This would be a nice spot to do it for Paven. No one up for Washington in their pen, so they're going to ride with Coles throughout the rest of this inning, you would assume.
Again, you kind of have to think about 2 games tomorrow, and then you got a 3-game set on the weekend.
Yeah.
You have to manage to be able to let your bullpen work its way through this, these games. So the first pitch to Parks is taken outside for a ball, and he's ahead 1-0. So mentioning these 23-year-olds, Dennis Pierce, another 23-year-old who has come in and just helped this Otters offense. Pierce, Benson, Keenan Taylor, Graham Brown, all 23-year-olds. JT Benson, the only non-rookie of that group since he played with Lake Country last year. But, man, have they stepped up and made this offense formidable. And now it's Paven Parks awaiting the 1-0 count, or 1-0 pitch. He swings through that one, a hefty swing. Comes up with nothing, and now he's even at 1-1. Parks went 2 for 3 last night with 5 RBIs. He fouls that one back, and he's behind 1-2. If he can manage to knock a base hit into the outfield, it should give him another RBI. Now a 1-2 pitch in from Coles. He chops that one foul towards the right side. So he stays alive.
Tonight's attendance, 2,142.
With that 5 RBI game, knocked his total RBI count in his career up to 289. And now the 1-2 pitch. He'll watch that one as it catches the back door for strike 3. A fantastic pitch from Chad Coles to end the inning, but the Otters get 3 on the Dennis Pierce long ball. They enter the 8th up by 3. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
New pitcher on the mound for the Otters is Nick McAuliffe. Behind the plate, Logan Brown. That pitcher and catcher battery, as always, is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 812-475-9000. So McAuliffe entering this game probably with the assumption that he will finish it, as he has a 3-run lead here in the 8th inning. It'll be Tommy Caulfield the first to meet him. as the Wild Things try to fight from behind once again. McAuliffe on the season has pitched in 9 games. He's pitched 11 in a third inning, 16 strikeouts to only 4 walks. Hasn't given up a run yet and has 2 saves. His last outing, he went 2 innings and got the save. Struck out 4, only giving up 1 hit and 1 walk.
He's been good, that's for sure, and hopefully he continues that positive play here in this 8th inning against Washington.
McAuliffe will deliver from the windup. The first pitch into Caulfield. He takes that pitch for a strike, starts behind 0-1. It's a 1-for-2 night for Caulfield. He's drawn a couple of walks. That hit was scorched. It was 104 off the bat. And now the 0-1 pitch. That one's ripped into right field. Benson's going to come in on it. A diving attempt, but it's going to bounce out of the glove. So leadoff base hit for Caulfield. Sets up the big bats in this Wild Things lineup.
Just got to take a deep breath now if you're McAuliffe. Just get through it. Been in these traffic-filled situations before and has been fairly good in those situations.
That one was 103 off the bat. Now it's Tyreek Reed stepping into the right-handed batter's box. A moonshot in this game. Takes the first pitch for a strike, starts behind 0-1. 1 for 3 in the night, has scored twice. That 2 RBI home run put Washington on top. Back in the 4th inning, Otters would answer with a home run of their own from L.J. Jones as he takes that pitch for a strike, and now he's behind 0-2. The game then was knotted up at 12 in just the 4th inning. We thought, oh, this could get out of hand, but all of a sudden the pitcher started showing up, and it wasn't until the Dennis Pierce 3-run home run where the Otters broke the tie as they lead 15-12 here in the top of the 8th inning. It's Caulfield over at first with no one out. The 0-2 pitch to Reed. Checked his swing. Did he go? He did, says the home plate umpire. A German-American bank strikeout as he went. And with one away, it's Andrew Check.
That's always one that's weird whenever you, especially when you have the umpire down the line, the first base side, and the home plate guy makes that call. I think it would have been the same call if he would have appealed, but still always interesting to see the home plate umpire be the one to just make the executive decision.
Now it's Check stepping into the left-handed batter's box. The hulking, power-hitting Andrew Check. The first pitch taken for a strike, and he's behind 0-1. And really feels like a huge out there because if Reed gets on, all of a sudden the tying run is Andrew Check, who can send a ball deep anywhere. We saw him last night hit a ball that you guessed went at least 450.
Yeah, ball is crushed.
Now the 0-1 pitch, but first a Check over at first, and it gets past the glove of L.J. Jones. And Caulfield is going to advance to second base, and now a runner in scoring position for Washington.
That's tough. The throw was a little high. That's a tough play for Jones to make, and McAuliffe just airmailed it. Those things will happen every once in a while. Just got to fight through it.
Especially when you're expecting the ball in a tag area. That was hard thrown by McAuliffe, too. So now he's got to deal with a runner over at second base with one away. The 0-1 pitch to Check. Fouls that one off, and Check behind 0-2.
Man, he tried to put that one out, that's for sure. Every swing this guy takes in this situation will be a home run swing, so he makes solid contact. Watch out.
Check got an RBI and a single back in the 3rd inning. So he checked his swing. Did he go? He did, says the third base umpire, Robert Moreno. And another German-American bank strikeout, his second of the inning. All of a sudden, there are 2 away. With Wagner Lagrange coming to the plate. 2 for 4 on the day. He scored a couple of runs, has an RBI, and was also struck out. Now the first pitch into Lagrange, swinging, blew it by him at 93. He's ahead of him 0-1.
McAuliffe has slowly worked that velocity up from the beginning of the year. When we first saw him, it was sitting around 89, 90, they're like the rest of the staff, but has really shown that he can sit 93, 94.
Now the 0-1 pitch. In from McAuliffe. Runner's going to take off for third. No throw. Pitch is a strike. And now he's ahead of Lagrange 0-2. You wonder if maybe, I guess Logan Brown made a business decision, just worrying about the batter at the plate. Feels like he might have been able to get him with a good throw, but either way, counts 0-2. Runner on third with 2 away. Otters leading 15-12 here in the 8th inning. That pitch runs high, and Lagrange will stay alive. Count moves to 1-2. The Otters in midst of their second game of 7 in the next 6 days. They'll play 2 tomorrow night against these Washington Wildcats. 1-2 pitch in from McAuliffe is taken high once again. Count evens up at 2. That is before they take off for a weekend series in Joliet. Now a 2-2 count to Lagrange. Fouled that one off and stays alive. That went off of Logan Brown. So he takes a second to recover. McCauley's going to come out to check on him. Umpire taking his time, walking out a ball to McAuliffe. Now the trainer coming out to check on him. Logan Brown still behind the plate. He's going to stay in the game, as you'll expect from most tough catchers.
Yeah, the guys that have been around for a long time behind the dish, I mean, unless they get smacked hard, they're not going to come out of a game for something like that. Been through it all back there.
It's the count at 2-2 for Lagrange. And he'll deliver the pitch. McAuliffe, just stuck his bat out there to foul that one off. So Lagrange in another fight. Talked about it a lot. No one going down easy in these at-bats. A big run over there for Washington, trying to cut into this lead before they head to the 9th inning. Now the next 2-2 pitch in to Wagner Lagrange. Swings and miss for strike 3. A German-American Bank strikeout, his 3rd of the inning. And the Otters head to the bottom of the 8th, leading by 3. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Every single day with a nutritious, wholesome meal. We need your help.
Back in Bossy Field is the Evansville Otters leading 15-12 in what has been an absolute slugfest of a ball game. A final in the Men's College World Series. LSU punching their ticket to the championship series against Coastal Carolina with a 6-5 win over Arkansas.
And not only was Arkansas up in the bottom of the 9th, they were up with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, and a diving play attempt by their left fielder kicked off his glove, bounced all the way to the wall to tie it, and then LSU able to walk it off later in that inning.
What a way to punch your ticket to face what is the hottest baseball team anyone's seen, at least in college baseball, in at least a decade, if not more. So LJ Jones, the first one to meet Chad Coles in this inning. First pitch taken high, and he starts ahead 1-0. Coles threw one inning of work, gave up 2 hits, walked 3, gave up 3 runs, did strike out 2. Just giving him the finish this game up role, as they'll call time. The catcher, Hernandez, will, to chat with this pitcher. Once again, this is a second inning in a row where one pitch and the catcher already out there to chat with this pitcher.
It has to be a sign thing, you would think. I mean, that's certainly something that you don't see too often.
Now, Jones hits a high pop-up into foul territory. Third baseman Caulfield over to try to get it. He slips in the mud. And that is an unfortunate way to not be able to bring that one in.
Yeah, this field is has been certainly saturated the past couple of days, and over there by that bullpen is one of those areas that's really muddy still. I don't think Caulfield would have gotten to it anyway, given that he was a little bit farther back than where the ball actually landed, but still, definitely a tough way for that play to end.
That foul territory down the third baseline, that's where all the water runs off whenever the tarp gets dumped. So it is very wet over there, and count only at 1-1 for LJ Jones. He doesn't go at that one, and the count moves to 2-1. Chad Coles just acquired from York on May 27th. So he's been with the Washington Wild Things for less than a month currently. Now the 2-1 pitch to LJ Jones. He pops that one up. That one's going to get overhead and out of play. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Didn't realize I was that fast. Count even up at 2-2. First batter this inning, LJ Jones. He waits, comes set, and delivers. That one is fouled off as Jones stays alive. LJ 1 for 4 in the day, but that one hit a long home run, his first of the year. Trying to get his second hit of this ball game after going 2 for 5 last night. He laced that one, but right to the shortstop Wilder. And a first out there for Coles in this inning.
Yeah, jammed him up and in with a breaking ball there. It was slightly up, slightly in off the plate. And just a little jam shot liner from LJ Jones. Shows you how strong he is to even get that one for Wilder to catch on a line. If he barrels that, that's most likely a base hit, but just one away.
Next is Keenan Taylor, 2 for 4 on the night. He hits that one high pop-up, drifting into foul territory towards the Wild Things bullpen. That one is going to get out of play. And it's just a pop-up strike for Keenan Taylor. Keenan Taylor on the series, 5 for 8. Had 2 doubles last night in his 3 for 4 effort. 2 for 4, had a home run earlier. Now awaiting the 0-1 pitch in from the pitcher Coles. He swings through that one, and now he's behind 0-2, has to battle. Two strikeouts on the night for Keenan Taylor, a guy who doesn't really strike out all that much. Only 22 on the year coming in and 122 plate appearances. But now he's in another 0-2 count as he has to battle to stay alive. And now that 0-2 pitch, he chops that one off. Keenan Taylor's home run, his 7th on the year. Graham Brown now also with 7 as they both lead the team. Mentioned he came in with a 650 slugging percentage, an absolutely absurd number. Now that 0-2 pitch swung on a miss for strike 3, his third on the night. And now they are quickly 2 away in this bottom of the 8th inning.
The catcher, number 28, Logan Brown.
So next is Logan Brown as he steps into the left-handed batter's box. Walked in his last at-bat. Eventually came around to score. The first pitch to Brown is taken for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. Feels like there's a lot more control in the arm of Coles in this inning.
Yeah, maybe that break in the dugout helped him out a little bit.
Next, the 0-1 pitch. That one just catches the corner. Now he's ahead of Brown 0-2.
Alex Valdez is warming in the Evansville bullpen, so maybe we see Valdez in the 9th.
You wonder if maybe Coles, now that he's not pitching with the tie, is maybe pitching him a little bit more loose. He gets Brown to swing and miss at that one, so another strikeout for Coles. And the Otters go quietly here in the 8th, but they head to the 9th with a 3-run lead. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Alex Valdez is in there for the 9th inning of work as he looks to earn his 3rd save of the season. Valdez on the mound, Logan Brown behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. I was wrong. Looking for a 2nd save. It was a win in his last outing that he got.
And he's looked good this year. Hopefully he's able to come in here and shut down this Washington offense that has been shut down since that 4th inning. And Washington, really one huge inning of work for them has led them to where they are, right? I mean, 8 runs in the 3rd inning. And you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, kind of not necessarily because they were hitting the ball hard, but because of chance that they got that huge lead or that huge inning. See if Valdez can shut down this bottom half of the order.
Wilder the first to meet him. He takes that first pitch for a strike, starts behind 0-1. And that felt like a turning point in this game. It felt like all of a sudden Washington's up 10-6, and everyone's like starting to be like, okay, are the Otters really going to come back? Then they just score 5 in the next half inning as Wilder takes that pitch for a strike, and he's behind 0-2. The bounce back this team has showed all year has been incredible, especially at this ballpark.
It really
incredible.
It really has. Them at home, it's a different animal.
The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Count moves to 1-2. With the arms of Wolgemuth and Griff Hughes both being signed, Valdez has quickly become the most trusted arm in this bullpen with a 2.93 ERA to start this year. The 1-2 pitch just misses outside. Count evens up at 2-2.
I think him and McAuliffe might be the new 1-2 punch that this Otters team throws out at the back half of games. It was Hughes and Wolgemuth, and then it was just Hughes.
Now the 2-2 pitch. That one misses outside. Now the count runs full. Valdez came in the second game of that doubleheader on June 15th. Shut the door in the 8th, shut the door in the 6th, pitched the 7th, and earned the win. Only walked one, didn't give up a hit, and stifled the Thunderbolts' bats. But now he's got a full count to Wilder. That one, swing and a miss for strike 3. A German-American bank strikeout. Valdez's first of the game, and a big out number 1 here in this 9th inning.
Really was. That's huge for them. That's now combined for the Otters pitching staff, 4 straight Washington batters sent down via the strikeout.
Now it's Jeff LaCorey stepping into the left-handed batter's box, trying to ignite this Washington offense that, as you mentioned, has been stifled since the 4th inning. First pitch swinging on the ground towards second. Cruz will take it in, and a short toss over to first for out number 2. And all of a sudden, Washington down to their final out. It will be up to Caden Morton to try to extend this game. LaCorey was 3 for 4 on the night before that.
Center fielder 2, Caden Morton.
Morton 1 for 4. That one hit, though, a 2-run home run. And now Valdez working quickly. First pitch in there for a strike. It's behind 0-1. A little leg kick at the end of that pitch from Valdez after he threw that strike. Now the 0-1 pitch in from Valdez. That one swung on a miss for strike 2, and he's ahead of Morton as Washington's down to their final strike of the night.
This is when you can tell Valdez is really on his A game. He's working quickly.
Now the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Valdez shuts the door with a German-American bank strikeout, and the Otters, in a crazy back-and-forth game, win 15-12.
Man, if you would have told me after that 3rd inning that this game would end the way it did, I would have told you you're a liar, straight to your face. But man, this Evansville team has 0 quit in them.
We'll take a short break, and when we're back, we'll hop on the Papa John's postgame show. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Welcome into the Papa John's postgame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and on 96.9 WYR. Speaking of the Home Team Network, they are the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out the Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this year. With Valdez shutting the door on the Washington Wildcats, the Otters win their 2nd game in a row against these Wildcats team with a massive score of 15-12.
In a back-and-forth game, these first 4 innings were nuts, and then it kind of settled down for a couple of frames after it was tied at 12. Evansville storming back on top from a 3-run tank off the bat of Dennis Pierce in the 7th. And the bullpen just rolled that home to the finish line, 15-12, the final, as you mentioned. I mean, this is a game where you can really ride it into some huge momentum going forward, especially going into the doubleheader tomorrow with a chance to win the series against the division leader, possibly take 3 of 4, maybe even sweep. We don't know yet. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but after tonight, I'm hard-pressed to say this team can't beat anybody in the league.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of really just finding it on the road. Only 2-10 on the road, but at home, increasing their record to 13-7. It feels like a different team at home. I should say like 14-7. An incredible home record for the Otters. And let's just start off with the not so good stuff. The starting pitchers for both these teams didn't look great. DiValerio came in, pitched 2 2/3, gave up 8 hits, walked 2, 10 runs, 8 of them earned. And after that first inning where Caulfield bobbles the ball and Graham Brown gets on, then JT Vincent hits that home run, and it feels like, okay, what kind of game are we in for?
And we were in for a game, that's for sure. just the starting pitching struggled. And for Evansville, after that third inning where Washington scored 8 and you really had no idea where this game was going to go, it was more of a, oh man, did they just take a big lead in the first and then blow it again type of feeling. And then they come back and immediately get back into the ball game with 5 in the third. They tie it back up in the fourth, responding to Tyreek Reed's 2-run blast to take the lead. It's such a great win. I just can't say it enough how good this win is for the Otters.
The starter for Evansville, Anthony Patterson III, pitched 2 in the third inning, gave up 5 hits, walked 2, 8 earned runs on the night. But it feels like it wasn't that there were a lot of hard hit balls. There definitely were some, and you look back at that third inning, as you mentioned at the time, with the way the ball was hit from Lagrange, that could have been a double play to end the inning with the Otters still having the lead. But Pavin Parks doesn't bring it in, and then the inning gets out of hand between Patterson III and Yohan Gonzalez, and obviously Washington taking a 10-6 lead at that time. It just feels like the start didn't really match the outcome of the numbers, but it'll be interesting to see how he responds in his next outing.
I think it's also fair to say that he just didn't have his best stuff tonight. He was kind of all over the place around the zone, couldn't quite find his spots, and like you said, that error by Pavin Parks in the third, that's an inning-ending double play most nights. Just wasn't tonight, and you hate to play what-ifs with wins, but the question is, what if that play is made and you get out of that inning? What's the final score look like then? How far is Patterson able to go? But again, can't take the numbers, the service level numbers, for what they are in this performance, I don't think. I think he'll be back stronger than ever his next time out in 5 days.
And then after that fourth inning, whenever the game was tied at 12, the Otters pitcher just stifled the bats of Washington. Only 2 hits and a walk after that point. They got a hit off Yohan Gonzalez in the fifth, who worked a clean fifth. Phoebe came in and worked a clean sixth, giving up a hit, also striking out 1. Delgado worked a clean 7th, didn't give up a hit. McAuliffe with a clean 8th, 3 strikeouts to 1 hit, and then Valdez shutting the door with 2 strikeouts in the 9th inning. So the pitchers obviously didn't start off great, but they finished off extremely strong.
And this duo of McAuliffe and Valdez to end ball games for this Otters team, I think that's going to be the duo that is going to be doing it most of the year, unless one of them gets picked up, like we've seen a couple of Otters arms get picked up already by affiliate teams this season. But Valdez and McAuliffe, they've looked so good this year.
And we haven't even talked about the offense yet. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. We just talked about the pitching. Let's talk about that offense. Let's start off with the night from Dennis Pierce. 4 for 5. The game-deciding 3-run bomb to end up the game 15-12. What a night for the young kid.
Yeah, just can't say enough about him, right? You just can't say enough. Came to this team during the Lake Erie series, traveled up with the team, traveled back with the team, was just introducing himself to the guys, and goes out and has a series like he did against Lake Erie, coming in against Washington, a huge series for this team. You have the series like you're having against them now. I mean, the sky's the limit for this guy. Plus, he's shown the ability to not only play the outfield, but he's playing a pretty dang good third base. You add that together, and man, he is going to be a tough puzzle to solve for opposing pitchers.
And then we can talk about Graham Brown, had a 2-home run day. Fantastic game from him. That home run after the disastrous third inning where the Otters gave up 8 runs, that home run gave them the lead. It's like all of a sudden, we're back in this game. We're going to win this game. And that, obviously, J.J. Cruz's 3-run shot in that inning as well. Both of those were massive for this Otters squad.
They really were. And just, man, all around the offense was good. It's just hard to speak enough about the job that the Otters did here tonight.
Finish it off by saying there were home runs from Dennis Pierce, 2 from Graham Brown, a home run from J.T. Benson, a home run from L.J. Jones, and a home run for Keenan Taylor, as you mentioned, matched the Otters' record in home runs in a game with 7.
Yeah, just crazy. And it's crazy that we even got to that number. At the beginning of the year, that number almost looked untouchable. And then to get to it tonight and the way they did it, the win they got, so impressive.
And then David Mendham, his first game back, picking up where he left off, 3 walks in the game. It's almost like he didn't leave.
Yeah, I mean, what, did you expect anything different? I mean, just nuts stuff.
A huge back to get back in the lineup. Otters win 15-12 in a thriller. The winning pitcher in this one is going to go to Nolan Thebe. Scratch it. It's going to go to Casey Delgado. He was the one that came in and pitched in the 7th. So Casey Delgado gets his first win of the year coming out of the bullpen, and he looks good. He looked really good tonight, getting a lot of weak contact.
He did, and you hope that kind of he can get into the rotation later on in the year, into the starters, because we've seen them kind of they're going with Braden Scott every 4 days at this point, and having that extra guy in that rotation to help rest Scott an extra day, I think, is huge. Plus, when Montilva gets back, we'll see how this rotation shakes out, but Delgado's looked good his first couple of outings.
So the Otters win 15-12. They're back tomorrow with a double header against this Washington Wild Things team, with a chance to not only win the series, but sweep the series against the Central Division leading Wild Things. After that, they'll take a road trip to Joliet before having a day off, and then a road trip to Gateway. That was the Papa John's postgame show. Thank you so much for joining us in tonight's broadcast. Riley, any final thoughts?
Let's get a win tomorrow. 4 wins in a row, longest winning streak in the Frontier League. Hashtag the odds are hot.
And I'll do it for tonight's ball game. For Riley Angel, I'm Lucas Macklin signing off, and as always, have a blessed night.